Welcome back, gang, for Dreamworks Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh, it's been a hot second, but we are back, gang. Last we saw you guys, crazy stuff. Learning a lot about the world, learning a lot about angels and the place you guys hold. You have these insane magical items that could do a lot for your party. You have information. And of course, right now, the big thing is, well, let's try to figure out a way to some of these powerful magical creatures that you know about. The Sandman, Tooth Fairy, these high, powerful creatures. You made it to New York City. You staved off an attack by deadly assassins led by the Black Sun cult. Black Sun seems to be popping up everywhere right now. A lot of parties are talking about them. But you guys came up with a pretty smart idea at the tail end of last session, is to start a religious revival, for maybe lack of a better word. What's the word I want to use? You guys came up with this idea of, hey, if we and the Chickenborn and the Union create a full, big upheaval religiously of Easter and its celebrations, we could get a lot out of that, right? We might be able to summon the Easter Bunny here, and he could help start teleporting. Again, the Easter Bunny always was a much more magical, teleportation. Again, Nicholas St. North, the Tooth Fairy, even you, Jack, you all could travel fast, maybe isn't the right word, but you could travel reliably. The Easter Bunny was always the one, it was impossible to spot him. And he doesn't like being spotted, right? He is fast and magical. So you guys have this idea. We're in New York City. It is the morning, but of course not just that. RJ doing some investigations into the feather, into these concepts of ghosts following you. A bit of a scary thing where when Minion showed Megamind the recording, it looked like you were talking to yourself. In fact, Minion said most of the scans...
Maybe I was.
Maybe you were. Maybe it's all in your head. But we jump in for your party here on this spring day. As you are all here in New York City, yeah, the idea is being thrown around, starting an Easter revival, for lack of a better word. What's the party's goal then here, as you guys are starting to gather your Chickenborn?
Parade. We kill the Easter Bunny as soon as he shows up, and I become the Easter Bunny, right?
Do I know, are there certain facets of Easter that attract Easter Bunny, EB, more than others? Are there specific things that I could, focus on that would be more likely to draw his attention?
Yes. Go ahead, give me we're going to call this a history check. Jack, of having been around the block a little bit, having a bit of this strange information, let's see what you kind of have going for you right now.
I would have thrown him a Bardic for this.
Throw him a Bardic?
Okay, yeah. I'm glad you said that, because I only rolled a 10. Is your Bardic a D8?
Yes. Because I don't know if I'd be able to do anything to, give a help action, but I can do a Bardic. I don't know how
that brings me to a 14.
A 14 isn't bad. Jack, the Easter Bunny has some pretty specific stuff when it comes to spring. Spring has always been his favorite. It's why he puts this holiday of Easter here. On a 14, what I'll give you is, the Easter Bunny is not the only creature of the Easter tradition. Many cultures celebrate these spring revivals, coming of the new harvest, or the coming of the planting of the crops, the coming of the goals and different rebirths. Bunnimund, technically his name, was just the big one, right? EB is the one that was hey, I've got a lot going for me, and I've got a lot of followers, right? That was kind of EB's big thing of oh, I've got a lot of people that I can get on my side. So out of all the traditions, EB always was super into the coloring of eggs. Again, eggs hatching had a lot of symbolism there. So colored eggs were one of his favorite things. He loved the making of chocolates and sweets. I mean, this is a little real world, like for us, like, oh, what the, like, chocolate. But, like, Evie was always that, like, hey, in Easter, we want, like, sweet and fresh. Like, hey, anything that has been canned over the winter is long dead, and things that are still growing have yet to grow. So let's turn to, like, things that we create, right? A lot of what we would call, like, artificial and preservative. EB really loves the idea of, no, like, giving people, like, honey is a sweetener that's natural. It's like, yeah, honey baked desserts and goods are really big. And the last thing that he always really loves was like large scale celebrations, which ties back into that like passive what we talked about. He doesn't like being seen. So the bigger the celebration, the more likely for him, because it gives him a chance to like slip in, if that makes sense, right? If there's a parade going on, as much of the joke was like, Megamind, oh, let's throw a parade. Yeah, because if there's a parade going on, you might not be looking off in the random corner at a bunny putting an egg in a flower pot, right? Like,
I know this is the wrong holiday, but I keep on thinking about the New York Santa pub crawl.
yeah,
Santa. There's like thousands of people who dress up as Santa and go through the city. What if we do a similar thing, but we have everybody dress as variations of the Easter Bunny and go and hide eggs? Because then it's like he could be anywhere, and which means he'll be more likely to be out in the open, even though, because he'll be kind of disguised.
The further we are from, the closer we are to danger, the farther we are from harm.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
True.
So, I would just convey that and be like, Megamind, that's a fantastic idea. A parade would honestly be kind of a win.
Big ol' egg-themed parade with big ol' waterworks to dye eggs, like the color festival with the powder paint
color runs.
But like everybody has their eggs as well and can like get the eggs colored by the
color run.
Yeah. That's a pretty smart idea, right? It combines a lot of like, hey, it's big celebration, it's eggs, it's color. Those are some pretty big things. So what I would say is, all of you have a lot you can do. Again, you all have Chickenborn at your disposal. You have like routes and people. I kind of want to go through. Yeah, during this like, I mean, you guys probably have like, if you can get it within a day, it's gonna make it worth it, right? Otherwise, it's like, oh, we're spending time where we could have been sailing already. This plan really is that like we can do this now and not have to go. So as you guys are running about today, what would people like to go to, or like how are you going to create Easter? Because all of you have different skills. So what would be like whoever wants to jump in, there's really no right or wrong right now of like where are people going doing like on New Yoke to be like, ooh, I'm gonna create this.
So I just off the bat, I think I summon Dragon as a ice dragon so that he's white, and then I dye his scales so that he looks like a tie-dyed egg. And then I just have him go like start flying around the city. So he basically I'm having to be the Goodyear blimp, but for Easter. So he's just like a big egg. Maybe we have him holding a basket, so it's like he has this big wicker Easter basket in the sky with him.
Yeah, make a big old banner to fly behind him, like one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
A banner advertising the egg hunt.
Go ahead. For the grand egg hunt. Jack Frost, if you want to give me, we're going to call this actually a persuasion check then. I'll give you advantage. Again, Dragon's giving the help action by being the blimp. So go ahead and give me that persuasion. Other party members, what are you guys doing? While Jack is going off, Jack, you're helping dye Dragon, get him up in the air. The rest of the Union, what's something other people are doing?
I can send out the druids en masse to start getting spring going.
Yeah.
As much as possible, and get some flowers out, and things like that.
Solid. All right, go ahead. We're gonna call this. I think we're gonna call this a religion check for RJ. That odd idea of like, is it really? Because it's based in this religious idea of we're even though we're just gathering flowers, gathering like the supplies, it's that religious check of like, let's start literally garnishing the day.
Okay. Could it potentially be a nature check? Because we all have like druid craft and things like that. It wouldn't necessarily be gathering flowers, like creating.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
nature.
I like it. Go ahead. Yeah, we can make it a nature check. Be a slightly different.
Which one's better? They both suck. Kind of. But...
What? They're both terrible. Okay, we've got that. Megamind or Jim Lake Jr. And hold your rolls. We'll bring them all in at the end. Megamind or Jim Lake Jr. Who wants to go next? Or like, do you have an idea of what you want to do yet?
So I have an idea.
Yeah.
I am not 100% sure what all the plans we've laid down are because I came in kind of late. Sorry.
You're good.
But I do have at my disposal the creation spell.
Oh, yeah.
Via siphoning white starlight. So I wonder if it would be really helpful in like either advertising or like day of the parade. I could create some very large eggs made of stone or crystals or precious metals or like
chocolate.
Or chocolate. Would chocolate count as vegetable matter?
I am gonna rule it as yes. I think you totally cocoa bean. It's you're creating vegetable matter with sugar cane. It's literally the like healthiest chocolate you could ever find because it's just straight sugar cane, straight cocoa bean that you're like creating and mixing on the fly. I love it. Go ahead. That will be another actually with
chocolate
creation.
Is officially a vegetable canon.
Yeah. If you want to give me Jim Lake Jr., we're gonna call this a religion with advantage for you because that's a very smart like using creation to create these things that Jack Frost is helping like give you concept of. I love it.
Let's see, religion. Oh dear.
With advantage though. And while you grab that roll, finally
that was a nat 13 for the first one.
See if you get something better, but we might have something to go with that.
Nat 20.
I mean, I'm happy to throw Bardics at everyone because I have 4. So
yeah, you do.
I need it.
If you need it, take it.
So yeah,
I will take one.
Take a Bardic if you need it.
I did just roll a nat 20, so I think I'm gonna be good.
Oh, well, wonderful.
That's
thank you.
Incredible.
This is the dopest chocolate egg you've ever seen. There was literally
never seen a flower in his life. RJ's never seen a flower in his life. He rolled an 8, and then a 1 on guidance, and then a 1 on Bardic.
No.
My guy. All right. Hey.
Would I be?
Here's what
I was gonna say, could I give him the help action by forcing him to read a book on flowers?
I will actually say.
Wait, silvery barbsman.
Silvery barbs could help.
I misinterpreted what Easter was all about and just started stealing things.
Yeah, I'm gonna silvery barbs his stealing things.
It's the idea of you're giving disadvantage to something minor, like I have disadvantage on drinking my coffee. Ooh, that burned my mouth. And now I give advantage to RJ. Right? Like just a quick thing for Megamind. Yes, because that way, Megamind, you can still make your own check here.
I rolled another 8.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, RJ does not get Easter. RJ's like, yeah, we just find eggs. We take eggs. Just constantly. No. Here we go. Nat 20 is going to be super helpful. So yeah, Megamind, how are we tying this all in? What's the final check you're trying to make as we create this huge Easter celebration?
So I would go to the tech people and all of the kind of Ginger and what was it, Mick?
Yeah, Mac.
What was his name? Mac. And Minion, and I would basically build all of the stuff for the parade, kind of just like the floats, and then build little robots with like the color powder, as well as like distribute it, kind of just all the little, and like have the robots that aren't doing the powder kind of go and hide plastic eggs places, kind of just trying to like mass advertise as well as like the tech side of things, get everything kind of prepped
Yes.
to like set off the getting and the going.
I like it. We'll call this an Arcanotech. So Megamind, it's that use the Arcana ability, but it's that Arcanotech of like, let's do the advertising, the technical work, it's on the technician work, right? Like, hey, this is a giant theatrical performance. Let's do the lights, the sound, the advertising, the everything else. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's go ahead. Here we go. I've got to first start by honoring the nat 20 as we gather all these rolls, as we kind of talk this through.
I don't like that.
You don't lucky it? Okay, go for it.
Dude, worse. Lucky.
Jeez. All right.
Okay, much better.
There we go. So 2 luckies in, but yeah, I just saw it pop up.
And that's Arcana, so
yes.
I got 22.
Excellent. We have
Because I only got a +4 to that.
22. Jack Frost, what did you get for your check?
With the Bardic, I got a 17.
17. RJ, what was your total?
A total of 10.
Total of 10.
RJ, instead of hiding plastic eggs, he actually hides a bunch of actual eggs way too well.
So, like, months from now, someone's going to be like,
No,
what is this
raw
smell?
eggs hidden
What's going on?
extremely well. No one's going to find them, and they are going to stink.
I love it. Yeah, RJ, you are like, this is the perfect spot. No one ever thinks inside the radiator.
Oh,
right? And finally,
I hope you didn't use chicken eggs.
Jim Lake Jr., you got a natural 20. So, Jim, as you're going through, and I will say, I did a quick roll. Puss in Boots did a really good persuasion check. Puss in Boots is doing that, like, what Dragon's doing in the sky. Puss in Boots is, like, on the ground, just, like, straight running as fast as he can, like, everywhere, being like, hey, Easter celebration, come to this street, come to Main Street, come to, like, you know, just getting the word of mouth as fast as possible. Jim, you are using, it's a really clever use, again, the creation spell to create these giant monolithic eggs and statues on a natural 20. I want you to give me a quick history check. Because I will say, Jim, you've technically celebrated Easter with your family back in Arcadia. Again, Easter is a celebration celebrated everywhere. A lot of people have these. 17. Jim, as you're creating these giant eggs, bunny statues, flowers, you know, again, using the creation spell and those fun ways to just do this, there is something that is hitting in your mind on a 17. You remember celebrating Easter, and you remember painting eggs with your mom, you and Toby just getting sick on candy, you know, the night after, right? Like, all these really fun memories. And there's something there that you're suddenly going, wait, I've talked about Easter celebrations, and you want to say it was with Blinky. Because you're like, Blinky was saying something about the Easter, like, the spring equinox and something having to deal with, like, spring celebration. And you remember it was some form of, like, ward. Maybe, or it wasn't a ward. You think Blinky was talking about how there are a lot of... And suddenly it's like the memory clicks into focus. You see Blinky. Well, you see, Master Jim, Easter is a celebration where many deific and fey pagan gods can all jump in. It belongs to not just one group of individuals. Here in Troll Market, we celebrate the Great Gnome Hunt, where we search for gnomes in our houses and throw them into a great boiling vat of different colors and make them all colorful. And you remember being like, oh, horrifying. But then Blinky was like, but of course we are careful here in Troll Market. You don't want to open up the door too wide, of course, because other creatures can co-opt this power. And Jim, unfortunately, on a 17, it did not beat a DC 20. But you're having a vivid, like, I'm giving you on the nat 20 of, like, this very well could summon the Easter Bunny. EB is what Jack knows. He is not the only, like, creature that draws on this power. There are others that can get spring power.
Okay. Could we pull?
But what if we say it's
here?
only 4?
What if it's what?
This is an Easter Bunny only celebration.
That's the thing is, do you know? It's unfortunately Jim did not get a high enough check to remember what keeps out stuff.
Yeah, but I can warn the others and be like, hey, just so you know, we may get more than just the Easter Bunny, so we may want to be on high alert.
That's making the celebration.
What else likes Easter? Would I be able to do a history check?
I will allow a group history check on this again on a nat 20 with that. It's that like okay, we can all make history check of like what all is involved in the spring celebration.
I
Plus,
mean,
Megamind's been studying all these books.
It's true.
Got 21.
Total of 14.
Titania's queen of one of the courts, isn't she? Is she queen of the spring court?
The spring court, the Sealy court, the spring and summer courts is Titania's.
So just throwing that out there, guys. I'll also roll, but that's what's on my mind. It's a 14 from Jack.
A 14. So 2 14s, a 21. And Jim Lake Jr., I'll say you technically already did roll your history, Jim. Again, that 17 was that like, wait, there's something there. All of you guys, again, Lincoln, the player, already did point out the quick one of like, ooh, the Sealy court is the spring courts as well. Like, that is the big one. I will say you did roll well enough, like Megamind with those books. Yeah, Jim, as you said, Jim Lake Jr., Megamind's been doing the research on a lot of this already. You know it would be very unlikely for, like, Titania's not going to pop up in a random Easter celebration in New York City, right? It takes a lot to summon the, like, basically deific god of Fae. But you do know, like, oh, she's going to have members of her court that would probably get really involved. And so what I'll give you on, 14s being the lowest are still pretty good. Fae are something to be definitely on the lookout for. There's a lot to be said when it comes to Fae. And the other big one you're probably thinking is there are other, like, pantheons in the world that like springtime. You remember, I think it would be like Jack Frost, you know, having that kind of like knowledge of around the world. The Norse have some pretty raucous springtime festivals. Like, they are huge into spring celebrations, and so the gods of spring for the Nordic are ones to be on the, like, quote-unquote lookout for. But you know it's not usually gods, it's their followers. Again, I think you got high enough, it's like you don't have to worry about, like, gods showing up. EB is the closest god you could summon, and again, god's a stretch when we're talking about the Easter Bunny, but it's not like, oh, there are many followers who love spring rites and rituals. Before too long, however, it is the parade in the afternoon. I'm going to make a quick roll to see how many people straight up show up. You did a good job. I'm going to roll. It's basically a 1d50 because I'm going to give you 50% of the population. You already did the rolls necessary between all your guys' stuff. Like, half of New York's gonna show up. Again, you guys already pull enough sway. Let's just see about the other half. That is a 35, so 85% of the city is here.
Sick.
It's good stuff. You guys see dragon flying overhead in a beautiful array of colors, multiple chickens, union members. Again, there's a lot of, like, Chickenborn, humans, and elves right now are kind of the like main populace. Chickenborn, of course, being the majority. You guys are watching the fun run happen. Colors are being thrown. Eggs are being painted and exchanged. And overall,
I'm manning a churro booth.
Right, churro booth, yeah. Jim Lake Jr. is like, all right, churro. There are like people straight up like eating bits of like the giant chocolate sculptures that Jim Lake Jr. made too. Of that, like you just walk up and crack off a piece, right, and start chewing. All of you are sitting here. It's about 3 p.m, and you are all on high alert. Meaning, I will allow you all to roll a perception check with advantage. The advantage coming from you could have warned the Chickenborn, you could have made the preparations to say like, this is not going to be a simple op, right? Like we need to be on the lookout.
Got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 from Jack Frost.
18.
18 from Jim Lake Jr.
Rolling like garbage. 19.
19 from
20.
and dirty 20. That is 19 or 18, 19, 20, 20. You guys are clocking everything. You are like to the point of like, hey, no drunken disorderly conduct in public. Hey, no littering. Like you are municipal coding it up today. But as you all look, Jack Frost on one of those dirty 20s, you spot beyond the crowds, off in one of the parks, a flash of bluish-gray fur, more medium to humanoid, move quickly through the underbrush. And you know EB is here, and you could go get him.
It looks like I could catch up to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think, am I close enough to anyone to tell the rest of the party?
I'd say it's like, even though you may not all be in the same spot, like you might have had to have spread out to find him, it's that like you can give the signal to like the Chickenborn and immediately start getting like, hey, let them know where I'm going, and like everyone can converge within a round or two.
Okay, yeah. So I definitely, I pop off the signal and then I activate my winged boots and just fly towards him.
Skating through the air, you here's what we're gonna do, Jack. Can you roll initiative for me?
Yeah, sure can.
Against.
That's a bummer.
That's a 10. All right. Jack, you rush through. You're heading into the park, and again, the rest of the party maybe 2 rounds. It's not like you're like right now getting the like, hey, Jack Frost found something in the park. Jack, as you rush in, you will light down in this small meadow, and as you're slowly turning, having the higher initiative count, you feel
Shocker.
a sharp boomerang at your neck. And hear, just in your other ear, right. Took you long enough to show up then.
I've been around. You like the party?
You hear, like, as you slowly turn, as he caught you, it seems now, you see the Easter Bunny. Standing there, big bushy eyebrows, thick quivering nose, bandolier of eggs. But you see, he's a little more war-driven now. You're actually noticing, like, his boomerangs have, like, razor-edge metal that have been implanted in it now. These are not bludgeoning tools anymore. As well as he's got straight-up knives, too. Like, you see, like, on either side, like, these twin daggers he could start using for, like, melee. You see, he looks at you, he's like, it makes up for a bit of the Blizz of A6, but can honestly say it's not enough in my opinion, but it's a good start.
Take a start. We need your help.
You see his brows furrow when you say we, And immediately, like, yeah, Megamind, you float down using your drones. Jim Lake Jr. and RJ, you run in with Puss in Boots close behind. And you're all, like, in that semicircle round. Straight up like an animal, EB immediately, like, eyes dart left and right, trying to gauge, like, all right,
I just put my hands up, and then I'll, like, hop back on the thing, and then, like, float further away.
Yeah, Megamind, you pull that, and you see, yeah, EB's like, do I know what's going on here? Is this some
It's
sort of
not.
ambush?
Nope. We, oh wait, let me double check something in my inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Pausing
I
roleplay.
immediately start firing.
Yeah, RJ pulls out a gun!
I think as he's like in panic mode, I pull out Santa's hat
Smart.
and I hold it towards him and I'm like, EB, like, we need your help so that we don't lose anybody else. We don't need you to join us. We just need you to get us to far. Are we going to far away? I'm sorry, it's been like a month and a half.
I think we
Or
were
are we going
headed
to the North Pole at this
towards
point?
the North Pole to talk to Sandman and them,
Yeah.
because I think we just didn't want to go to far away because we just didn't want to find Waldo.
Well, eventually you could go to far away to find the item that RJ figured out. It's not like that's a place you can go, but you don't have to, like, that doesn't have to be your priority right now.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I think our
so I
priority
hold
is
out the hat and I say, I just need you to get us back to the other Guardians.
Yep.
After
So yeah,
that, you can do what you've been doing.
EB looks at the hat, and Jack, on a passive insight, you see tremendous sadness cloud his eyes as you get the feeling he did not know, but you having Santa's hat, could only mean one thing, and so it's that, like,
We've lost a lot, and I'm done. I can't.
go ahead, give me a persuasion check. I'll say your party is offering that advantage of being here. Yeah, so like Jim Lake Jr., RJ, and Megamind, like, even though you guys aren't the ones talking, it is that, like, group effort.
Oof.
I'll
Does it
give
have
it
to
my
come
last
from me?
part
I have a
if it
minus
needs
1
it.
to persuasion.
Guidance.
Guidance and a bardic, it sounds like,
Okay.
though.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
again,
give
that
my
still
last
leaves
one.
Jim Lake Jr. for advantage.
Right now,
Okay, the higher one is an 18,
Oh,
then
God.
guidance is D4 and Bardic's a D8, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That adds 11. Wow. That's
Oh my gosh.
insane.
A
So that's a 29.
29.
With a -1. You're rolling
With the 29. If you did have a -1, that'd be a 30. That's such a good feeling. Jack, you look at EB. You two have never seen eye to eye. His domain always marked the end of yours. It was always this kind of bad blood, even though you never want to admit it. But you see EB truly looks touched that you would reach out to him. Especially, again, he may not have known about Nick's passing. You see he looks at you all. He slowly sheathes his boomerangs. All right. Hey. We can't lose anyone else. I think that's a pretty good idea. And if you really mean it, I'd be more than happy to help you get back to the north. I can't say I don't know who's left up there. You really want to go visit, but yeah, let's get you there.
Even if it's only Tooth, that we need to talk to her.
You see, he kind of looks, the Easter Bunny, his nose kind of does that twitch of, like, he's not ashamed, but you do see a bit of, like, guilt maybe in his face of, like, right, we should rally. Might give us a fighting chance against everything that's going on.
Hey, I just left the North Pole, 3 weeks ago in game?
Yeah, it's...
I'd been... I think I straight up say, like, I'd been hiding too. It's you know. But we're past that point.
He goes, all right. Well, sounds like you lot need a bit of a shuttle. Pleasure to meet you. And you see at this point he does turn, his weapons are down. I'm the Easter Bunny. It's nice to meet you all. You're a strange-looking blue crew. As, he's checking, primarily Jim and Megamind and Jack. So he's like, oh, blue.
Big fan.
He's like,
Big fan.
looks at you. Oh, animal. Oh, you're some of my favorites. You're pretty nice. Let's see. We got raccoon, cat. Yeah, what are your names? Sorry, yeah, EB. And he goes to, shake your guys' hands.
Mm-hmm. RJ,
Megamind.
Jim Lake Jr., Megamind. Going down the line.
I tried to have Easter in prison, but it didn't really work.
You see, he goes, yeah, I've noticed that most prisons don't take kindly to me pointing out their flaws in their systems when I teleport and hide eggs, so they don't really take kindly.
I did like finding eggs around. My space shuttle landed in prison, so I was just there as a kid, and that's...
You say space shuttle doesn't phase him. He just goes, right, that's pretty cool. Well,
Is he an interplanetary Easter bunny?
he is. He travels different planes and dimensions, so, this bunny goes everywhere.
EB, question then. Putting that together, do you know about Horde? Horde Prime? Horde Prime?
You see,
heard that?
I'm gonna make a check for him.
Have you delivered eggs to Horde Prime's ship? Or could you?
But you see, EB kind of stomps. No, I've heard of him. I stay right clear away from that old sot. He's dangerous.
Do you think you... I believe it. Could you get to him? If you... No, I'm not asking you to, but do you think you could?
You see, he kind of does that, back stretch, that, very... His hair, stands on end as he does, a big arch curve as he stretches. Honestly, he's a bit of a tough nut to crack, if you know what I mean. He's got a lot of ward and protection. I can get most anywhere, but it's mostly because people don't know I'm coming. He's more of that. He may not know about me, but he's got a lot keeping me away without me knowing. Get what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a big deal, but I could check into it. What's your interest in him? I've heard nasty stuff about that bloke. He's not a fun one to reckon with.
We believe he's leading a cult, but we can fill you in about that later.
Because we're not.
He says, Colt, alright, yeah, we can talk on the way. But honestly, this is... And you see he looks around... Again, you guys aren't too far away from the parade, which is still going on. Everyone's having a great time. EB kind of nods and just... Hey, I gotta say, you lot did a pretty good job. I could not resist. You've got some amazing stuff here. You've got... What, chocolate, eggs, I see some baskets, yeah, tiny chicken-born and human kids are running around, picking up. You see the chicken-born are totally playing dirty, where chicken-born will, squat for a moment and pick up their own egg and put it in a basket. But, as they're going through, EB's got that, wistful smile, just gotta hand it to you. You all know what Easter really can be. Some lovely spring and growth. And...
I do have a question, though.
Yeah, make a mind.
How do we make it better next year?
Oh, you see, he goes, oh, well, honestly, best thing is just keep building it where it matters. Build it in the families, build it in the community, make sure you want to find the personal connection. And, you've got all the right stuff. You've got eggs, you've got the sweets. And you see, Jack, he does make an offhand comment here. He goes, hey, and and you know what to avoid, so, as long as you're not,
Actually, we don't.
What?
We don't know what to avoid.
You see, he looks at you all, specifically Jack. You didn't prep any cold iron or holly to ward off the dangerous spirits?
Evie, you kicked me out of wherever you're at around March, at the latest.
You see his eyes get really wide in a bit of panic. You didn't do any wards for this big of a... Before he can finish his statement, you all hear... small explosions are happening somewhere off in the city along the parade route.
I assume those wards wouldn't be helpful now.
He pulls back out his boomerangs. Those wards ain't gonna do shit against what's coming. He thump pats the ground twice, and you see a large hole. Hop in as he chuckles to himself, jumps in the hole. Do you all follow?
Yep.
Yeah.
You travel through, and it's that odd. If you've ever played Portal, it's that like, wow, we're immediately in a new spot. It feels like, but you know, magical teleportation has occurred. You emerge off in an alleyway, and you see the parade. People are screaming. Color is everywhere as a large collection of fey creatures are rumbling around. You see one in particular. There's a large satyr that is standing atop this grand looking like plinth that they've brought in, this big old like stone plinth, and he's going, "Welcome to everyone's favorite time of the year. Bring forth the wine, bring forth the explosives. We hearken in the grand equinox." I need everyone to roll initiative.
I mean,
Nice.
it all seems fun and dandy as long as the explosives go up in the air.
It could be
One would
fireworks.
hope.
Great. We can pass
It's a
this
good
off.
thing I place snipers at the top of every building.
We got sniper. I will say, you guys did prepare, so it's not going to be a surprise round for like yourselves or any of your companions, like the Chickenborn. But there's going to be a lot going on. Here we go, gang. As we begin, let's go ahead and did anyone get 20 or higher?
I got a dirty 20.
All right, dirty 20 for Jack Frost. Anyone else? All right, 15 or higher. 10 or higher.
14.
Oh, thank goodness. 14 for Jim Lake Jr. Megamind, what'd you get? And then RJ, what did you get?
I got a 7.
Woo.
I think that's.
I rolled nothing but 8s this time.
RJ, it's an 8 day. All right. Puss in Boots did get an 18, but the creatures did get a pretty solid spread as well. As you all rush into the parade, I will say I don't have a battle map prepared for the parade itself, because there's just a lot going on, but there will be battle maps coming up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, gotcha.
As we jump in, the first thing you are all seeing is that this satyr standing on the like plinth. This is a big satyr. You're realizing most satyrs that are also here in the crowd, like you're spotting like a good dozen satyrs in the crowd, couldn't be more than like halfling size. This satyr on the plinth is very much full like EB, like large creature.
So like a minotaur size.
A minotaur-sized satyr, yeah.
Damn.
There are also a number of pixies that are in the crowd. You see they're moving in like swarms, and as the pixies go over, like you see a human right down, it's like, no, please, no, and a bunch of pixies swarm over him, and when they like fly away, all that's left is a tiny little like chicken, or like, you know, one of those like baby chicks on the ground, but it doesn't seem to be moving. It's like a taxidermy looking chick, like in an Easterish pose. What
They
is
got
an Easterish
their
pose?
polymorph spells.
Polymorph spells, these swarms of pixies. There's only about 3 swarms, but you're also then seeing there are about 4 centaurs, each that have large bottles of alcohol, like alcoholic wines and beers, that are careening through and like sparring with each other and headbutting and running through the crowns, as this grand, very bacchanal festival has kind of erupted here. We actually do begin with the pixies. Now the pixies are pretty distracted. So on a 5, you notice the pixies do not go for any of you guys first. They all rush around, and you're seeing they are transforming people. People are falling asleep. People are starting to float. People are they are just causing very much that fey havoc. Next up is the satyr. As you see, he turns as this dude's got a better passive than the pixies. Sees EB and the rest of you. Ah! Buttermund! As you see, he roars out, his voice echoing off the city walls. It is a pleasure that you came for a grand equinox. And you see EB is like, right, now this bloody mate, his name is Selenius. He's not a nice one to deal with, but protect the civilians first. You see Selenius just, come forth and receive grand blessings on this equinox. And I need all of you to roll me a quick Constitution saving throw.
Everyone near me gets +4.
Yeah, everyone's got that +4 from Jim.
I do think we'd be grouped up at this point.
Yes, you all are here.
Just to be on, just to keep
That's
myself
funny.
honest, does Dragon need to make this as well?
Dragon would definitely have to make this. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Was that a con save?
Yes, con save. Yeah.
Dang it, I was in that one, so it comes out to like a 7, I think.
Oof. Jim.
I got a nat 20.
8.
A nat 20. Megamind.
Like
Yeah.
it helps. Okay.
I don't think it'll help. I think what it is, especially with Jim, you see Selenius the Satyr lifts up these panpipes, and you immediately are back in Strickler's history class. The satyrs were known for the great revelry and the ability to charm and put humans to sleep in ancient Greek mythos. And you immediately it's asleep. You turn and use your body, that Palinor, to just block, and you get the full blast. Because everyone, as far as I can see, no one else got below a 12.
I rolled a 10. Dragon's the one who passed out of our duo.
Excuse me. So
I
Jack,
didn't beat shield.
Jack, you and Jim both fall asleep as this eerie, discordant tune erupts from the satyr. You both will drop asleep. It's gonna take actions to wake you up right now, as this is technically a form of magical sleep.
Or damage.
Or damage.
Like
Damage also helps. I also just realized I did not roll in Easter Bunny for the initiative. Let me quickly do that. Because, hey, that's on his big old dex. That's a synthetic 20. So he will go on the same initiative as Jack Frost. That's super helpful. This giant Harengon will go after. You see, the other satyrs in the crowd are starting to move forward, and they're pulling out cudgels, panpipes, different vine whips as they are just moving through. EB will take his turn, and he's gonna unarmed strike Jack to wake you up. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
Cool. Thankfully, again, he is not a strength-based bunny. He is very dex, so this is only the bare minimum of 1 point of damage. So, Jack, you take 1 point of damage as he slaps you before you hit the ground. He's like, right, don't you go soft on me. As he's about to hop off. Jack, that's your turn.
Yeah, it sure is. I think, so it definitely looks like there's no talking this guy down. It's it's violent.
This is a violent
Tricky
satyr
chaos.
who wants a violent festival. Yeah.
Okay. And Evie told us that we should focus on the other people and he would fight the main guy? Is that...
It's that, he might not, complain helping fight Selenius, but it's that, there are so many groups. Again, Fae, Centaur, Satyrs is we got a crowd control, where he's that's probably gonna help.
Okay, perfect. In that case, I'm going to just draw my bow and launch an arrow at one of these guys. I'm trying to see if there's something... Yeah, no, none of my spells would help, so I'm just going to take a straight shot. I will make it a piercer shot, though, or sharpshooter, so it's going to be -5 to whatever I roll, and if I hit, it adds +10.
Super smart. Go ahead and make that roll.
Well, that's my first one. Let's see, -5. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit.
Okay, so on one of these other satyrs, then, it's gonna do 19 points of damage.
Hell yeah. You hit and frost coats the top of your arrow. It stabs into a satyr who immediately looks on death's door.
Perfect. I'm gonna take my second shot at that same guy. Let me see if I can do sharpshooter multiple times in a turn.
I think you can, yeah, as long as you're willing to take the -5, you can kind of always stack it.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. So, there's my second one, which is going to hit with a 30 -5. That's a 25 to hit.
25 hits.
Okay, damage on that guy. That's 19 more points of damage.
And I will let you know, I should have said this earlier, a 14 exactly hit the satyr's armor class. They are wearing, like, wood and leathers. So you, dealing 219, geez, 38 points of damage. One of these dozen satyrs, as 2 arrows hit him both in his chest, you watch as he falls to the ground and poof, explodes into petals and sweet-smelling grass, kind of with a funky after scent as he just dissolves away, as one of these fake creatures is down.
And then I'm going to say, sick 'em, boy, and have Dragon jump and chomp at another one of the satyrs.
Yeah, this multicolored dragon just leaps like a cat. Is gonna go nuts.
Okay, so he gets a +6 to this. That's only a 10.
Only
so
10.
He doesn't hit.
You see this other satyr, he's like, hey, run! As he, this, like, pudgy little short satyr is just, like, clopping as fast as he can as Dragon just pounces, bound after bound after him. Hell yeah. Jack, in conjunction with your turn, EB on that synthetic 20, is going to bound for... you see, he clears like a good 80-foot leap up to Selenius with ease as he just takes out his boomerangs, and you see he actually does a thing where he takes his first attack and swipes, and his second attack he throws them like out to the sides, and then just pulls out his daggers to like prepare for an incoming attack. It's a fun little thing he can do where he can set up a future attack. Selenius, though, doesn't look too hurt even on a hit, as he just, you are jealous of my insane parties, Bunnemund. I shall be the greatest. I shall ring in the grand equinox. And you see Easterbind just like, would you put an egg in it? And just start slicing. That is... Puss in Boots, who is delaying his turn just for a second in that NPC way to give some help. Jim Lake Jr., that is your turn with RJ on deck.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I am asleep. But I still do damage if they're within 30 feet.
I was going to say, in that case, Puss in Boots won't delay turn. Puss in Boots is going to do the same thing and just try to hit you for some quick damage. Oh no, Puss in Boots can just take an action to wake you up. EB would deal damage just to be a punk. Puss in Boots can just use that action of, come on, now is not the time to sleep. And does that like cat pawing at your face. Jim, you wake up.
Sick. Cool, thank you. Okay. I've been trying to figure out what I can do, and I haven't looked at this character sheet in probably a month.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah. Trying to remember what I have.
Your sword is broken, so.
And my what?
Your sword's busted. Like, it's super strong, so even just hitting them is awesome.
I was gonna say, the centaurs look really beefy. These centaurs are just... these are tanks of creatures. Like, the centaurs are the beefy ones.
Are centaurs fey creatures?
Centaurs, you think these centaurs are fey? Maybe not every centaur, but these look like the more, like, raucous, boisterous kind of fey centaur.
Okay, cool. So in that case, I think what I'd like to do is cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself and choose the fey type so that I am protected against fey creatures, and then I'm gonna get in there.
That's also gonna help. Man, That's gonna really change the fight. Jim, poof, you take this action. All of you see this like golden fiery aura erupt even further. Jim, like Junior, you have so many auras, my guy. You rush in as you see, like other satyrs and fairies are just pushed to the side as you move, taking damage as you wade into the crowd of enemies. You like hook up. You see, a couple centaurs and satyrs like turn as you approach. Get that one as they get ready to square up. And as they get ready, you see like their eyes cloud over in like divine light as they approach, as they will take damage from being near you and are gonna have disadvantage to hit you. Disgusting.
Yes. Are they evil aligned?
They're not evil aligned, unfortunately. The idea could be they're chaos aligned. They live for the chaos, but they're not evil.
Cool. I just had to ask that clarifying question to know if I needed to roll additional damage to the fire damage they take for just being near me.
So go ahead and roll that damage, because I'm going to say you're going to spread out some pretty nice quick damage as you just move through the crowd.
Oh, sweet, Max.
Ooh.
I rolled a 6.
You see random like say, and just start patting out fires on them as you run through the crowd, drawing daylight. Jim, that's an amazing turn as you just square up and deal some of this like ambient damage, starting to like prep that. Puss in Boots used his action to wake you up, is gonna just run alongside just to keep playing that cleric role. RJ, that is you with Megamind on deck.
So, question.
Oh boy, here we go.
I love questions. I love shenanigan.
Yes. Well, I would assume the barrier between like the Feywild is fairly thin at the moment. Considering, and I was just wondering. We've been throwing out a bunch of ideas, and we mentioned to Tanya, and like she would be really cool to visit. Maybe not visit, but maybe meet. And I was wondering if I could take a turn or two here. Doesn't need to all happen at once. I could like skywrite, inform my fellow druids, and if we all got together and maybe cast summon Fae together, if we could maybe just like bring her over, have her like tell people to calm down, and then we like do the business we needed to do with her.
If a large gathering of druids cast... go ahead. We're going to start... go ahead and make me a nature check to begin. Because I think that's a really smart idea. But let's make a nature check of, like, let's try to gain some, like, maybe... Yeah, it's like a nature-based insight, if that makes sense. Of, like, we're using nature, but it's like, how...
My insight is way better than nature.
I'll let you use insight. Yeah, you're inciting... Because again, you're basically saying, could we co-opt this Easter ritual to skip a lot of steps, right? I shouldn't say steps. It's this idea of the journey of where you guys are going.
I think we'd still need to go
I'm gonna
north eventually.
inspiration this.
Yeah.
Use the inspiration. I think smart.
It says inspiration.
No, if it's lit up red, you have inspiration.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought I had inspiration.
Oh, no.
My bad. So with guidance. Gosh darn it. Fetching heck. That's a 12.
That's a 12. RJ, you're right in thinking, like, we have a lot of druids. We have a lot of prep. The things I think you're maybe going to realize is summon Fae, it would take prep time. Like, you're realizing, like, ooh, we would have needed to, like, have started this, like, 2 hours ago. Because it's not like, if we only have summon Fae, you would need to, like, ritually craft the, like, larger summoning circles and do some stuff. So I think on a 12, it's not, like, this is a good plan, but probably not accomplishing this plan within the bounds of, like, this initiative. So it's, and by the time the initiative's over, it's that, like, okay, we would need to probably act swiftly to be like, as the bounds between Fae and the mortal plane are still thin, is this possible? So probably not like right in this fight, but you think it could happen.
Oh,
Just cast sending.
what?
Casting sending is Megamind's idea.
You to Tanya?
I don't have sending.
You don't have like a scroll of sending or something?
Ah, right.
No. But I could do an animal messenger into the Feywild.
And I would say, RJ, it's what would probably be your turn is, using like an action to animal messenger, and there would be another check of like, and where's the like opening? Like you're saying, these Fey are
Okay.
kind of like with EB, they're just kind of appearing. So it's odd to be like, how are you guys getting here, and is there a way through, or is this a one-way door kind of scenario? So like, it might be like a 1 to 2 turn kind of thing of like, ooh, how do we get someone through?
Okay. In that case, I would like to try to find the opening.
Go for it. There's going to be an investigation action, because it's that... this is something I did plan for, there are openings right now. So go ahead and make this check.
Hey! Okay. And then I do have guidance.
I think
So that's a 22.
unfortunately, you did already use guidance.
Oh, that's right.
Because it's been the same turn.
I'm mixing up with Baldur's Gate 3.
I know, right? It's always that, like, I just get... No worries. But yeah, it's that, like, you use this guidance and go, okay... 19 is still really good. RJ, you look around and realize they're appearing in waves isn't the right term, but you're realizing they are focusing in on these spots of Easter. Like, you're realizing these things have been appearing out of like eggs and baskets and parade floats. And so you think it's like, oh, if you wait near one of these like large monolithic chocolate eggs that Jim Lick Jr. created, you might catch an opening.
Okay. Screw Animal Messenger. I'm going to the Feywild.
All right, RJ, strap a Pringle can on. You rush over to this chocolate egg, and you prepare. Yeah, it's not open right now, but you know these things are opening and closing like doors. Insane. RJ, at the end of your turn, solid stuff. That will make Megamind with the centaurs rounding out the end of this initiative.
Cool. How close would you say that the pixie up?
The pixies are all about 60 feet away from you. Like, again, they're in swarms. They're like a swarm mechanic, and there's 3 swarms right now. Each are about 60 feet away, just across in the crowds. Because these things
So
go...
they're 60 feet away from each other as well.
Enough of a triangle that I'm like, maybe one's a little more 50, one's a little more 70, but about that, like, spread. Until things happen.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to see everybody kind of rushing in, and then I guess I'm going to be like, okay, and then rush my way in as well. Kind of following the lead.
If there's anything you want to do to like make people focus on me, that is also really good, because I'm about to be kind of untouchable.
I was
So
gonna
if I
say,
can draw all of their fire, that really gives you guys openings.
what do you mean, kind of? Like, you are very untouchable right now.
I'm definitely going to, like, talk into the watch and tell all of the robots that are kind of just on auto, dropping paint and all that, just to, like, cease.
Gotcha.
In case that was causing any issues.
And they could make a border, like a barrier, like police barrier for like crowd control
Yeah.
to keep people out of the fight.
And yeah, I could probably have them. Is there a way that I could get them to kind of just grab the polymorphed guys and like all of the chickenborn who are still kind of like running around trying to escape?
Civilians.
Just use my turn.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna call it a persuasion check. But a persuasion check of like how quickly can you? And again, persuasion may be a broad term, but it's like how quickly can you make a blockade, get the civilians out, right? Yeah.
Nat 13 plus 7, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That does beat the DC 16 to do this. And Megamind, super smart, as you see your little bot start scooping up the polymorph, moving people. This is really smart, as civilians were going to start turning into further creatures that then would start attacking. Because the pixies are coming up, and they were going to start, instead of just polymorphing them into like, oh, and here's a cute little chicken, they were going to start making like dangerous creatures, like wild dogs.
Gotcha. Alright, and then I assume that was my action.
Yes, action, but an action to clear out the civilians and make a perimeter, like kind of making the bounds of fight, like, hey, here's where we can go and here's what we have to deal with.
I'm just seeing if there's anything bonus action-y that I have other than Healing Word, which does not seem to be so. But I'm just going to follow. RJ seemed like he had an idea of what he wanted to do, so I'm kind of just going to charge in and...
Sweet. So yes, you charge in, yeah. RJ is rushing off. Jack is immediately taking pot shots. Jim Lake Jr., you just wade into the crowd to begin that tanking. And Megamind, you rush people to safety. Excellent turns. As we enter the end of this initiative round, the centaurs will go. Now, 2 centaurs did immediately clock Jim Lake Jr., all the stuff you were doing. They are rushing down to you. You see, again, they took that fire damage from when you initially showed up, and are now going to take more, I believe?
Yes, that is correct.
Sweet. Go ahead and tell me how much they take.
Let me roll that for you. Oh man, I rolled a 1.
Oh, wait. It's not like you see these centaurs just, oh, think you're a tough guy. Think you're gonna burn us? Think we aren't afraid of a little fire? You see these 2 centaurs are going to lower their heads and get ready to rush you. Here we go. Jim Lake Jr., you're going to take 4 attacks because each of them attack twice. But they have disadvantage, of course. So here we go. First attack at disadvantage is a 17, which will miss. Second attack is a 21 and a 25. Still misses again, thanks to your insane... Oh, well, but at disadvantage. So it's the 21 that's the worst of the 2. Yeah. So yeah, here we go. The third attack, 15 miss, and the last attack, lower of them 2 is a 9. Protection of God, I will let you know, again, they were getting some like 25s and 26s. Jim, it's like a bullfighter. Like, these centaurs are pawing at the ground and rushing by you, trying to gore you, slash you. They've got these like pikes and knives, and you are just twirling and whipping and using like different cloth, and they can't touch you right now. Insane. I'm going to also quickly... I've finally got my battle map ready for a city street. Took me long enough. Let me go ahead and activate the player screen for you guys. Here we go. Share my screen. Go live. All right. I'm about to place you guys on the screen. Let me also recenter this better. So here's you guys. So yeah, you were in the alleyway. So like Megamind has just barely walked in. Jack Frost, you're kind of in the alleyway. EB jumped up. RJ, you are rushing to some eggs. Jim Lake Jr., you're engaging some centaurs, and I will reveal the enemies in just a second. Dragons chasing down some satyrs. Okay, here we go. To show you all what you're dealing with, let's start by revealing the fairies. The fairies, actually, let's start with the satyrs. We have some satyrs out here, and they are causing problems, gang. First one to deal with is we have the one dragons chasing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are harder to see. I apologize. Let me find. Selenius is a big guy. So he is right up here. You see he's fighting EB right now in these kind of closer city streets. There are 4 centaurs. We have... Let's see. There's 2 that are fighting Jim Lake Jr. that are rushing in around. These
they're
guys...
big.
They're big. Yes, these are big face centaurs. There is another one down here. She's doing a little something. And same with the bow centaur down here. And I don't know where my pixies are. Did I make them to scale? That may be my problem. Let me just... I honestly, I'm like, I thought I had, like, pixies. Let's just make these swarms and let's color them up here real quick. So here we go. Our pixie swarms are off. Boom, boom, boom. Just doing their stuff. So here we go. Our pixies are in pink. Our satyrs, all that's looking great. There we go. Okay. As we begin then, back at the top of the order, the pixies will go first. Now the pixies do have some grody stuff to them. This swarm is going to come down, because RJ, you were running for one of these eggs that are here. A swarm of pixies comes over you, and a swarm is coming down onto Easter Bunny, and a swarm is going to descend. How are they going to... the centaurs and satyrs are going to have an easy enough job. They're going to come over to Megamind and Jack. Here we go. RJ, we're going to start with you. Can you give me a... which save is this? This is going to be a wisdom saving throw for RJ.
Okay.
I'm going to need a... Easter Bunny will make this wisdom save as well. For Megamind and... Oh no, they can only choose one. They're going to go for Jack. You were causing the most damage so far. Jack...
Dang it.
I know, right? So I'm like, that'd be nice. Jack... oh, I have to roll. That's something. They're going to try to put you to sleep, but they have to roll for that. Here we go. Jack Frost, how many hit points do you have left right now?
67.
67. You are A-okay as sleep. You see these little pixies flap. Hi! Do you want to go to Dreamland? Do you want to go there now? And they throw a bunch of pixie dust straight in your eyes. You just like, Dragon kind of beats its wings really quick and blows away the dust. You are not put to sleep. RJ, what did you get for your wisdom save?
Just a 25. I think I failed.
Just a 25. Yeah, DC 38 is kind of crazy for a pixie.
Dang it! I was so close. I just needed to roll higher.
You, running through these pixies, oh, tiny little creature. What if he was evil? And you see they try to like polymorph you, and you're like, nope, 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 and you just like do that little raccoon like scuttle away on your hind legs. They do not polymorph you. Same with EB. EB resists the polymorph spell as well. Okay, that is the
Pixies
satyrs.
also take 5 points of damage.
The pixies
from
do
existence.
take 5 points of damage. Oh my gosh. They may have just killed themselves by flying near you. If you must know, pixies have 1 hit point. They're not... I mean, and yeah, they're in a swarm, but it's like when their swarms are 5 to 6, you watch as, yeah, those rolls wouldn't have happened anyway. As these 2 pixies fly by, they're like, hee hee hee, let's create mischief and fun, and let's ruin people's lives irrevocably forever. And as they fly by, Jim, it's like bugs on a electric zapper. As they just burst into flames the second they fly by. As, hey, no one hurts people when Jim Lake Jr. is around. Jeez Louise, that really sucks. Because they have like a ridiculous AC being a swarm. It's just hard to hit them, but they've got 5 hit points. Jeez. That's hilarious. It does make the satyrs with Selenius again. Here we go. We're going to start with the satyrs. Now the satyrs, here we go. Let's start with these 3. These satyrs are all going to take shots at Jack and Megamind. They can take 2 longbows, so each of you are going to take 3 hits.
That's so messed up.
Jack Frost, only 1 hits your armor class. Megamind, only 1 hits your armor class as well. So you'll both only take 7 points of damage as these satyrs all pull out longbows and just start shooting. The satyrs rush RJ. RJ, that is 4 satyrs that can immediately close with you. RJ, they are each going to try to hit you with their cudgels. That's 4 attacks. RJ, that is a miss, and a miss. Highest of the rolls was only a 16. And so, RJ, you are just ducking and pixies are like, come here, let's make you into something creepy. And all these satyrs like, oh, smush, I want myself a raccoon hat. And they're all like trying to hit you, and you are just ducking and leaping and like dive Mission Impossible rolling across cars, just trying so hard not to get hit by these creatures. Selenius will take his turn. You see Selenius is fighting with Easterbrain but looks around. Oh,
He also takes points of damage.
he does, starting his turn. Thank you so much. Selenius takes some of that damage. He's still looking pretty good. He is a beefier kind of guy. But you see he looks around. Let us begin the ritual. Let the lands become sickly sweet and burn. As you see, he lifts his panpipes.
Counterspell?
What level are you going to use it?
A higher one. I'm trying to get to my spells. I just needed to say the...
You're just like, counterspell, counterspell?
I'm going to do it 4th level.
A
That's
4th...
the highest I got right now, so I probably need to roll, but...
I will let you know, you cast it at 4th level. A 4th level wall of fire that was going to ring around and hit all the party immediately dissipates as he goes to play the pipes. And Megamind, you send a little drone up, and the drone just straight up whoop, and takes his panpipes away.
Stop that!
He's like, hey, no, I made those myself. They were a gift. As he's just
You
like,
would have been allowed to stay at this party if you just weren't trying to...
Selenius looks peeved as you just ruined his big action. But hey, them's the hits.
CPC plays as the drone flies away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like when you put a harmonica on like a arrow, and so it just sounds like that like weird sound as the drone flies. That's the satyr's turn. Because the other satyrs took shots at EB with their longbows or short bows. That's Jack, Frost, and EB back here at the top. Jack, we'll start with you. What do you want to do?
So those satyrs aren't on us, right? It was just or not satyrs, the pixies. They came and fought us and died.
Yes, the pixies
Yeah, they burnt to ash.
technically died before they really started.
Okay, perfect. In that case, I think I'm just gonna take some pot shots at Solenis.
Yep.
I might actually go up behind him so I can get flanking rules and roll with advantage.
Yeah. Oh, you can fly. That is correct.
And then, yeah, and then I'm gonna take. I'm gonna use my sharpshooter again to take a -5 to the roll, but I have advantage. So here's the first attack.
I was actually gonna say I think it is flat, unfortunately, because like with your longbow until you. Oh wait, no, sharpshooter gives you. Oh no.
Yeah, I have sharpshooter. I can shoot within.
It's sharpshooter is that it's crossbow expert that gives you no disadvantage by being within his melee range. It's one of those range rules where technically you don't get advantage, but again the flank will even it out.
Oh, that's right.
So I'll just say I haven't seen the rolls.
Yes.
Just take either the first roll.
Was a 30, so -5 is 25.
25 still hits. Your arrow coats as just ice forms around your hands. Shoom! Go ahead and roll damage as you pierce into this big old satyr here.
Perfect. So I do 20 damage of my own, and then I'm going to have Dragon take his reaction to add, is it a d6?
Mm-hmm.
A d6 of cold damage on top of that. And I got a 1. Okay. So that's 21 points of damage. One of that is cold. And then I'll take my second attack, also doing sharpshooter.
Woo!
Yeah, and that one misses as it's an 11.
11 unfortunately misses. You and the ice of your arrow erupts around Selenius. He is looking frozen and hurt as Dragon breathes fire. Your second arrow, as you go to fire, he whips around, boom, and just smacks it, cracks in under your hand as he just goes, "Aye, you dare attack me, a Lord of Spring!"
In response, Dragon just nips at him, but doesn't do any damage because he also rolled an 11.
As he tries to nip him. You see EB kind of like grins. "Oh, you messed up now, mate. This is not someone you want to mess with," as he rushes in to hit. That is, 2 hits, dealing a ton of damage. Jack, as this is going, you see EB looks at you, he's like, "You might want to duck, you cocky little son of a gun." And at the last second, you
Just go up.
hop as boom, that boomerang comes back and slams into Selenius. That bonus action paying off. Insane. Selenius is looking very messed up now, gang. He's not looking great to be here. That's going to be Jim Lake Jr. and Puss in Boots. That is you guys.
Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna take some attacks on these centaurs.
They start their turn. Go ahead and immediately roll damage again for them as oh wait, no. It's now on their turns because they're still in the aura. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, yeah, I knew there was a reason this wasn't like just a busted thing, but yeah,
Right.
it's yeah.
Fun fact for my companions: any enemy within 30 feet of me is weak to fire damage. So if you have fire attacks, that is good information for you to have.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna swing at the centaur on my right.
Go for it. And yeah, Selenius is in that 30 feet right now.
That was a nat 1.
Ooh, Jim, you go in and realize like you were doing so much defense. You were like dodging all these rushes and pawing at the ground. you immediately go to swing at the sword and just you're way off balance and do that kind of wide circle sweep as the centaur is easily able to lean back.
Okay. The second one is much better. It's a nat 13 for a 23.
Oh, insane. 23 does hit. Go ahead and deal damage. If you want to throw in any smites or anything, you can do so.
Oh, I forgot I'm a paladin. I can smite. Yes, I want to smite.
Yeah.
I forgot I'm a paladin. I just have 30 auras up at the same time.
I just constantly radiating insane magic. It's like, oh yeah, I can do this too.
Yeah. I cannot remember. Is it 2d8 for first level?
2d8 for first level.
We will do that then. So that's 28 total, I think.
Oh, jeez. You slam into this first centaur on your right, and boom! On 28, he looks so bloodied. You catch him right where, like, his human torso meets the horse torso, and just gouge along the side as he rushes by. God, what the hell? That hurt! As this centaur is, like, surprised that you would hit him. But he's looking messed up. He is very bloodied, thanks to those auras going off. Because, yeah, those auras have been doubling as well. Jim, so yeah, boom, boom, both attacks swinging around. Puss in Boots is going to erupt out. You see he goes, this is not a fair fight. 2 against 2 should instead be 10 against 2. And he summons his spirit guardians. His 9 lives, boom, erupt around. Immediately catching radiant damage into the satyrs and centaurs. The satyrs look on death's door. And both centaurs look horribly bloodied as that emerges. That will bring us to RJ. Now, RJ, as your turn begins, I would like you to roll me a pure D20 luck check, as you've spent this round next to the egg to see if anything has happened.
Okay. And if all else fails, I could cast Summon Fey, I would assume, on this object to force it open.
You are exactly right. Yeah, go ahead and roll the luck check, and we'll see if you even need to use it.
That's a 12.
So 12. Indeed, you didn't hit the luck this time. You're looking at the egg, this whole, pixie swimming down, all the satyrs running around. You turn, the egg just looks like a chocolate egg. How do you want to summon this Fae?
Let's see. I'm gonna summon what is called a Trixie Fae, or the mood is Trixie, Fae resembling my choice. So I'm just gonna summon a fairy, and be like, "Hey, go prank the centaurs," and then I am going to hop into the void it creates into the Feywild, knowing full well, party, this might get me killed, but it might also be really cool.
It could be really cool and helpful. RJ, you place a little pot. The chocolate like melts and shimmers. A tiny little fairy comes out. Hi! Oh, you want me to play a trick on the centaurs? I wonder what they'll act like when they don't have any kneecap bones. And your little fairy flies off to the centaur. What a trick, right? What a trick. Hey, these are like very traditional Fae of like, ooh, wouldn't it be crazy if you didn't have organs? That's a trick.
What if your bones were cookies?
What if your bones were cookies? RJ, as you push through, go ahead, give me a quick, it's just a wisdom saving throw to push through this portal. Again, normally when you're summoning Fae and Celestials and Elementals and Fiend, it's very much one way, but this space has become warped with the Fae and Spring Magic.
Just a 21.
21 beats the DC 20. You, before this hole closes, like a raccoon is prone to do, you put both paws and squeeze your head in and kick. All of you look as EB just like, what you might doing? As you all turn, RJ disappears into this, what should be solid chocolate egg. And that's where we're going to take our break for tonight. We'll take our break. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in just a few moments. Welcome back. As we jump in, RJ, you push through the chocolate membrane into a strange world. As the party watches you, EB going, what are you doing? You all see RJ, as you push through, everything stops suddenly and changes. As suddenly the world is awash in color and light. You feel your body move through this space, and on that successful save, you are not shunted back, but you push through the plane of existence into the Feywilds. As you unite body and mind in the Feywild, you feel everything kind of click into place. You look around and see a strange plain. Clouds roll by of different billowing colors. Water and grass cut through and paint the landscapes here as soft rolling hills. There are strange flying creatures that waft lazily in the air, and off in the distance these almost antelope-esque kind of deer seem to be moving, but you see when they like notice, or maybe it's not even you, they all stand up and they all seem to instead just melt into the ground, just disappearing out of sight. RJ, as you appear, the first thing you hear is, "Oh, hello!" And you turn and you see like a small gathering. Almost mirrored on the side you're on, you see a gathering of Fae. There are centaurs, satyrs, fairies, pixies. You're also seeing some other things. Maybe some like, you think you would call them like, the term would be hobgoblin, not in that D&D sense, but these smaller impish creatures that like kind of toad like looking faces with little hats on. There's these brownies and sprites that run along the ground. And you see this fairy has come up to you, flying. "Oh, well, how's it going?"
Doing all right. Could you guys point me to the court?
A court?
I have jury duty.
You see this fairy. "Oh, of course. Well, yeah. May I have your name? I'm sorry. You just kind of appeared here."
Unburnt Bart.
"Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Unburnt Bart. I see that you understand our rules, as that's not your real name."
Sorry.
As indeed, I thought I could get you, but can't pull one past Braxton. This fairy just kind of gives a, "Can't blame me for
I
trying."
already got you with
I
that
know.
trick. I literally cursed her character in my
so
campaign
mad.
with that trick.
I'm so
She's
upset.
still cursed.
I know, right? You see, this fairy just kind of gives a, "Can't blame a girl for trying."
It's fair. It's valid. You know.
Well, you're new. You're not from our world. Do you have an appointment?
Yes. I have a very special gift for Titania.
All right. Well, yeah, let's, sure, okay. Do you want to follow me then? We can lead you to her court.
Can I roll insight on the Fae?
Please do. I would not be a fair DM if I didn't let you make some insights and deceptions here.
Let's see. Skills. Insight.
Oh god.
Not one.
I think RJ, it's that very genuine, like, you are the kind of person to run in like verbal games and tricks. So like you're keeping up, you think, pretty well. Again, like that initial like, "Oh wait, may I have your name? Like where are you from?" You like saw through that on a nat one. I think you're like, "Okay, no, this fairy can lead me to the court." You don't think there's any real like trickery here.
Cool. I'm gonna follow that.
You see the fairy starts moving. Well, all right. This is a wonderful little excursion. We don't get too many visitors these days. You may call me Petal Blossom. And you see Petal Blossom. You don't think that's maybe the real name either. Again, it's not like that. Couldn't be it. But you see Petal Blossom goes, you are a strange little animal. Usually we only see your kind here when we're eating you.
I mean, that is nature.
Nature sounds lovely.
Okay. Okay. Can I want to see if this does anything, because it might not, but I do have my ring, and I would like, I don't know, if anything happens, I would like to be able to turn invisible, like, just be prepared, because I don't know if it'll actually do anything.
You're not sure. I think, RJ, it's enough of you can, like, kind of slowly place... And again, these rings for you are, like, armbands, right? So, like, you just keep a hand kind of crossed on you. Your little paw kind of, like, fingering. Very, like, Western, you know, fingers at the trigger, like, okay, if I need to. See, Petal Blossom turns. Oh, are you nervous?
Do I know of, like, Fey rules?
I think there's a bit of meta knowledge I'll give you of they like it's that like they can sometimes say things and it won't mean exactly what it's supposed to, right? Like it's always better to use very direct language of like what you may call me, this is what I am doing, because Fays are that like they are the living embodiment of loopholes in terms of creatures. They love saying, well, technically this wasn't said. Again, it's why they appeared at this Easter celebration. There technically wasn't something keeping them out, so they invited themselves in. So I think you know enough about that, RJ. I'm not going to be like, oh, you don't know anything. It's one of those like, yeah, Fae are troublesome. And so you see Petal Blossom is just like, yeah, well, no, but seriously, where are you from? Because, like, you're obviously not from here, and I'm curious. You don't have to tell me.
Oh, you know, just from here or there, really wherever I go, don't have any set place.
All right, well, that's sad. It's nice to have places. You see, the fairy is leading you along. Eventually you realize they're leading you towards, like, these very, like, strange looking woods. Brambles and thorns grow up very thick from the bottom, but the top is like lush vegetarian and like different like flowers grow along the treetops. I see Petal Blossom.
Just to be clear, I would like to go to the Sealy Court.
You see she goes, you got me. I was gonna drop you off with Mab. Okay. All right. You see full 180s like, yeah, it's gonna be much easier. We were basically there, but yeah, we can go to the Sealy Court.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Once again, very important gift for Titania.
Yeah. Oh, she loves gifts.
Yes. I really
okay. Well, and you see the fairy, you walk back. It's not like, well, we're now just walking straight back. You actually were very close where you popped out, so it's not like, oh, darn. As you get close, she goes, all right, well, yeah, I can introduce you to the Queen Titania. No tricks. But can you give me just a moment? I do need to go talk to her first.
Do I incite any deception in that?
Give me an insight. I'm gonna roll something. You won't know if it's deception or persuasion. Okay.
Dirty 20.
You see, she just asked you for a moment. And you don't know how long a moment's gonna be.
No, I won't give you a moment. I would prefer to do it now.
Wow, you're way more clever than the creatures I've eaten like you.
Asking a non-sentient raccoon for a moment, and it's just like
It's raccoon, yeah. It's like, what?
it's just looking around.
And then the fairies swarm like piranhas, just like, wow! And then just go for it.
Nothing but bones left in seconds.
Oh, no bones. The fairies turn those into art and craft projects. They use it all. RJ, you see this fairy just, all right, well, hey, word of advice? She's not as nice as I am. Be very careful what you say. And you see, you turn, because like this Petal Blossom's kind of pointing. You look off and see, yeah, there's these strange standing stones with mushrooms and runes all over them. And when you turn back to look, Petal Blossom's gone.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say one last thing to her.
I mean, you could say you don't know if she's still here or not, though.
Okay, well, like, as soon as she's, like, saying goodbye, be like, oh, but what was your name again?
Yes, you hear on the way, you may call me Petal Blossom. Fairies are harder to trick, but you gotta appreciate the hustle. They appreciate it. RJ, right as you walk forward, you get close to the standing stones, but this is where we're gonna cut back to the rest of our initiative. As all of you, a lot of stuff is happening again. Feywild does not work on our time. We cut back into the initiative. RJ has just pushed through into the chocolate egg. Megamind, that is your turn as everyone watches RJ just kind of go whoop, and disappear inside the egg.
As soon as I saw that portal open, tried to dimension door through after him.
Ooh, that's pretty cool. Let's double check the wording on Dimension Door. I'm curious if you can go through.
It's anywhere I can see or visualize. Yeah. Exactly the spot desired. It can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating distance and direction, such as 200 feet.
Here's what we're going to do. I'll allow it. You are trying to describe / visualize a spot through extra-dimensional space. I'm going to say give me a perception check to try to, like, spot this area that RJ is going through, that it's like how well can you describe to get the spell?
Gotcha. Because I hate the words that he keeps using of, I'm going to give a gift to Queen. Yeah. Because I know that he stole the freaking feather.
Yeah,
and
so it's not like...
gonna give it away.
No. Listen, if we...
I don't trust you at all. Not at all.
I totally didn't.
Megamind saw that video and he lost all trust of you because he had that feather being like inspected, and then you stole it back. So he saw that video and he was just like, no trust.
I think it makes sense of Megamind like, wait, we can't let RJ go in there. Like, who knows what's gonna happen? Go ahead, yeah, make me the perception check.
Perception. Do I have any lucky left?
You should have one lucky left.
I'm gonna use it.
All right.
My last one.
Megamind, your natural luck kind of clicks in. You peer down, like trying to get a view in between the satyrs into the chocolate egg.
That's worse.
Oof.
A 10. I think it's. I won't say you're not gonna waste a spell slot, but you know it's like you're trying to describe somehow a space between spaces to teleport into. It would have been different if you were like there. Teleporting into it may not have the results you want, and so I'll say, yeah, you won't spend a spell slot. You know enough of like it's not going to be a easy call. But that was just a check to like see if you could do it. You still have your turn, Megamind.
Okay. In that case, I am going to then just blow up the area.
Just commit a war crime.
Yep, I'm just going to cast with a stamina point.
Ooh, dang.
I cast Eco
Shatter at a 4th level on all of those goons and those pixies who are right above him.
Awesome. So just to make sure, it's like the pixies, the satyrs, the centaur. Yeah. Go ahead, make mine.
Just as many of them as I can get in that shatter.
Shatter's got that great range, being that big old kid. Yeah, you can hit easily all of them.
And
I will let you know, the chocolate egg will be a part of that, and so it might break the egg.
after, this is kind of he was going to do it to protect him in the first place, but then when he saw him leave, he was trying to get in there with him, but then when he couldn't, he got a little angry and just blew up the whole space.
I can't get in. No one can get in. Go for it.
Or no one can get back out.
No, he's not coming back. No, yeah. You cast Shatter. That's super smart. So that's going to be, geez Louise, 5 satyrs, centaurs, and pixies. Okay, I'm going to start making con checks.
Doesn't Shatter do half damage even if they pass?
Yep.
Yeah.
These are gone.
And I said stamina point, so...
So max... oh, right. So what's the max that's going to do?
So that is 5d8.
So that's 40 damage?
Yeah.
Do every one of them.
Megamind.
So, all of them at least take 20.
Even though the pixies succeeded, they're toast. Every single satyr, the highest they rolled was a 13, and they're gone. The centaur got a nat 20 success, so we'll take half. On half, the centaur is looking really messed up, though.
I thought about silvery barbsing it, but nah.
Just save that. Cool. Boom! You stay on the point. The chocolate egg cracks like a Cadbury, but there is no raccoon on the inside, just solid chocolate. All of those satyrs are gonzo. That is insane, Megamind. At the end of your turn, it is the centaur's go. Now...
Oh, could I back up just like 5 feet back into the alleyway just so that whatever arrow guy up there can't like get a clear line of sight?
Yeah, it's that like take 5-10 steps back in so that way things off.
More one square kind of up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will let you know.
So that I'm kind of out of reach of that guy, and then that guy can step around and easily just snipe me with the arrow.
It is super smart you did that because indeed arrows were about to fly at you. Instead, Centaur's going to canter over and take a shot at Jack. This Centaur is going to...
Douchebag.
30, 35, 40. I think Centaur can... Yeah, so 45, 50. So this Centaur now is taking Spirit Guardians and like Junior's Fire. 2. All these Centaurs looking really bad. The Centaur is going to try to attack Jack Frost first. Jack, that is a 9 and an 18 for the second.
19.
Yes.
That hits.
All right. Jack, you take 10 points of piercing damage as you and feel this like barbed arrow suddenly sticking out of your mid calf as this centaur just canters around the corner and fires off 2 shots. 3 centaurs are trying to attack Jim Lake Jr. Can they hit? We'll find out. Once again, they are disadvantaged thanks to protection from evil and good, specifically marking Fey. They had disadvantage. They are flanking now to make that flat, just as the three of them all work together. So 6 attacks flat, but Jim Jr., your armor class is 24. It's a very high armor class.
Holy crap!
Yeah, magic shields, magic plus, it's good. Okay, the centaurs are going. Here we go. So first 2 attacks, 1, 2. That is, a natural 20 for a 26. And
Silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs. There we go. That's a 14. So 2 misses from the first centaur. Who do you want to give the advantage to, Megamind?
It's gotta be someone here.
Yeah, it does have a range.
Because if I could give it to the guy talking to the queen, I will.
Yeah, could have been nice.
Oh, wait, I'll give it to the Easter Bunny.
Ooh, gotcha. Okay, EB's gonna take that advantage. Next 2 attacks, 16 and 7. Yikes. Final attacks. It's a 23. That's another nat 20.
With disadvantage?
It's flat because they are triple flanking you. It's the idea of
fair enough.
it's giving themselves advantage, but having the disadvantage. So like 1 attack goes through.
I tried.
Concentration.
Here we go. That is a crit. So make the con save. I'll let you know. DC is 12 as they deal you 25 points of bludgeoning damage. They just bring this hoof hard down on top of your head.
Okay, so I rolled a 9 for my con save.
A 9. Unfortunately, so protection from evil and good will drop right now.
Dang it.
But I will say, it did save you basically from, including the last 9 different heavy attacks. Again, these centaurs are supposed to be the big heavy hitters, and they have not been hitting.
They've been dying.
They've been
So
dying.
I took 3 that you said?
You took 25 bludgeoning damage, which, so the half of that is the 12 for the con check.
Okay, so I took 12?
You took 25.
You took 29.
Okay.
Or 25.
Yeah, 2-5.
Thank you.
2-5. No worries. The centaurs make their go. The pixies are gone, gang. Get them out of here.
Beautiful.
The satyrs start their turn. The ones that were foolish enough to stay within Jim Jr.'s aura are all gone. That is just 3 satyrs left. They're gonna take their bow shots at Megamind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those guys, actually, I do think they have to move 5, 10 to make sure they're within 30-foot range. But they immediately enter the fire aura. Take that damage.
Yay.
Okay. Megamind, a lot of arrows coming at you, my guy, because they do get a multi-attack with their arrows for the satyrs. Megamind, your armor class is 16. Here we go. First one. Jeez, that's a 20 and a 21. Second
Yikes.
satyr. That's a miss and a miss. 2 15s. And the final satyr, that's a 22 and 11. So that's 3 hits out of 6. Megamind, 1, 2, 3. Megamind, you take 22 piercing damage, all said and done. As 3 arrows just jut in right underneath your belt. It's just like, right along the leg and lower abdomen as these arrows start finding purchase. Because these satyrs, they're doing that thing where they hold their bows sideways, so it's just that, like, kind of like drawing back and going.
Gangster shot.
Yeah, kidney shot.
Go
Yeah.
for the kill.
They are angry boys. but that is their turn. Selenius will take his turn. He's getting the heck out of dodge, and he's going to continue the ritual, or try to. You see Selenius goes, "'Tis no matter. We shall raise up the great beast." As you see, he claps his hands together. I do need...
Don't have a counterspell this time.
I don't have a counterspell. You use the silvery barbs. I do need every member except for RJ, who's in the Feywild right now, to make me another Constitution saving throw. I'll let you know, this is for a charmed effect, not a sleep effect, if that affects anyone.
We get to add Jim Lake's +4, correct?
I believe Puss in Boots... Actually, I don't think Jack and Megamind do. You're not within the 10 feet.
Oh.
Dang it. Well, I got an 18 and Dragon got a nat 20.
Those are great successes. Yeah, Dragon just kind of and just rolls off the back.
What?
I've been rolling my saving throws wrong.
Really?
Yeah, I've been rolling them out of my abilities, not my saving throws.
Oh,
So I
your
haven't,
saving throws are insane.
so I haven't even been
Holy
adding like the
crap.
whole. I'm gonna. Okay. Oops.
That save.
She has a her lowest saving throw is a +4.
Oh, geez. Dude, paladins are disgusting. Yeah, 23.
Her original saving throw is a +11.
My gosh.
So it's a +8, +4, +6, +6, +7, +11.
Dude, paladins are disgusting. The economy's in shambles. Megamind, what did you get for your con save?
4.
Megamind, you are charmed as bright, colorful lights and splotchy flowers. And I think it's that, like, you are silvery barbing, you're sending your drones, taking away that nat 20, getting into EB, and you turn and realize you should have put on the sunglasses as your eyes meet Selenius. Boom, 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 boom. You are charmed and regard Selenius as a very close ally and friend. Selenius makes that nice old check there. In doing so, all of you hear a big rumble go through the ground like a minor earthquake as something far off in the woods, that kind of like park area you just came from, roars as if it was angry. Something off in the park, though. You're not sure what yet. As they...
Does EB look like he knows what's going on?
EB looks like he knows exactly what's going on, but you might have to get him to talk on, like, his turn. So that, like, you might have to initiate the conversation of, like, he's like, oh, crap. But who knows what that means. That is the Satyr's turn. That is Jack Frost and EB. EB's gonna try to continue attacking. Jack, that's your go.
It sure is. I think I'm just gonna... I'm gonna call shot on him with a stamina point.
Gotcha.
So, call him that. I'm gonna call sharpshooter, so rolling flat.
Rolling flat, but this is going to be a big max damage if you hit.
So, and I think I'll... No, ensnaring strike's not worth it. Okay, so -5 to this. So 18 to hit?
And 18 hits.
Yeah. So that is 15 points of damage on the first one.
15 plus 10.
Oh, wait, 15 plus 10, so it's 25. I was like, how is it 15? I was rolling better last time.
25 unavoidable damage. Selenius looks horrifyingly bloodied and messed up as you shoot through the shoulder blade and just leave that icy wound in his chest.
Mm-hmm. If I have Dragon add on his damage to... Oh, actually, I think I'm using that wrong. I think it has to be melee spell. Or a melee attack.
It does have to be... I think your ranged can't apply it. But, yeah, let's double check.
Nope, it just says with a weapon attack.
Oh, wow, that's
So
Yikes.
can I tack him on? Would he also get maxed out because it's the same attack?
Yes, you would.
Oh, so that's just 6 extra damage. Is he dead?
He is on death's door.
Oh,
Okay, I won't use another stamina point then, but I will call the shot, or I will sharpshooter
Sharpshooter.
again.
Quit
My
hurting
second
my
shot.
best friend.
Oh dang it! That's only a 15.
A 15 is his
Bummer.
armor class exactly.
He
Wait,
died.
it is his armor class?
A
Yeah.
15 hits his armor class exactly. As satyrs have 14s and 15s, they are not armor. They don't wear heavy armor, gang.
That's oh boy, that is another 24 points of damage.
That was so close to just maxing anyway. You, whew, choom, as rips a hole through the chest. Selenius wheels around. Who do you think you are, you winter spirit? Boom! And you just shoot him straight in the forehead. Selenius crumbles, becomes potted plants and strange herbs. Boom! And is no more.
No.
Megamind,
Who
you yeah,
wants
no, my
some?
friend, and then suddenly, oh wait, that was magic. He was magic me. You're back to normal. Dang, that is insane. Jack, you finish off Selenius. EB turns to you, he's like, we gotta get back into those woods. Something big is coming.
All right, after you.
He is going to hold his action because his bunny holes are very what's the word I'm looking for? Location specific. Because if he makes a rabbit hole now, he's got to make sure you all are within like 10 feet of him. Otherwise, you won't be able to get through. These teleportation little holes don't like exist forever. They appear and then disappear. So he's going to hold an action. He's like, right, you lot, get on over here, as he is like priming to like tamp in his foot and start the hole.
A little busy.
A little busy. As indeed, we cut back. Puss in Boots and Jim Lee Jr. Boom! Spirit Guardians and fire. The centaurs are all looking so messed up. The one actually, Spirit Guardians will take care of this guy. There are only 2 centaurs left. They're both looking super messed up from all this ambient damage. And Jim Lee Jr., that's your turn.
Okay, fabulous. I'm going to stamina point for my first attack.
Smart.
Where are my attacks?
Oh.
There they are.
They were eaten.
Oh, that's a not a nat 20. That's a dirty 20. Cool.
Dirty 20 will still hit. This is going to max damage, so that's 12 plus 7 for an auto 19 to one of them.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Which one do you want to put on? Do you want to put it on the centaur, the black female centaur that just can't around the corner, or the spearman centaur that was already here?
Yeah, I think we'll do the one that just came around the corner.
You boom hit that one super hard, and she boom explodes into horseshoes and clovers and is down.
Cool. And then my second attack will be on the other centaur. Ooh, how's a 16?
A 16 does hit their armor class.
Yes! And I'm gonna throw a little second level smite on there.
Smart.
So that's 12 plus 3d8.
Ooh.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Plus 18, so 30 damage total.
30 damage. How do you want to finish this last centaur off?
Do they have 2 hearts?
Yeah, you think it's that like these fey creatures have multiple internal, so it's that like, yeah, 2 hearts.
Okay, well, I'll probably go for the horse heart.
You
I imagine they would need both to function.
a horse heart, and yeah, it's that like biologically speaking, it's the way more important one. Human hearts can't pump enough for that like giant body. You as Puss in Boots Spirit's Guardian whips around you, stabs deep in. And I will say, for action, Puss in Boots heals you Megamind for 16 points.
Woo. I think, can I, just to finish off my turn, bonus action, cast Shield of Faith on myself to add 2 to my AC, and then run up to join Bunny.
2 to your AC, boom! And you guys run up.
Does that put you at 26?
Yes, it does.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Jim Lake Jr. is just boom, 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 this tank running down the street. Everyone rushes forward. Puss in Boots, Jim Lake Jr., Jack. That is Megamind.
There's another centaur.
There is another centaur, but EB is like, we gotta go take care of whatever they just summoned, it looks like.
Okay.
Because again, at this point, I will say, your Chickenborn are like seconds away from just decimating anyone remaining. Again, the natural infrastructure of Chickenborn paladins and fighters and monks and druids are about to swarm the street and just clean up. You guys were definitely needed because it's that like, hey, until allies arrive, we gotta keep people safe. It's that like, okay, now might be fair enough time to go. Megamind, that is your turn. Do you want to do anything before you leave, or do you just want to run to catch the group's teleportation?
I am going to run up and just prep for once we teleport over to like cast a spell or two, depending on, or just a spell, depending on kind of what we encounter.
Super smart.
So basically holding that until we get there. Yes, but I'm just gonna wait until we teleport before I do anything.
You'll love to see it. Megamind, you prep, and we boom as Easter Bunny rockets you all deep into the tunnels. A lot of you are sliding. It's that like, whoa, we weren't ready for this one. You all slide through dirt and loam and moss, rip past your face, sweet flowery scent, as you all tumble out into this giant area. All of you emerge into a clearing. It immediately looks as if this clearing was blasted away by something, as in front of you is a gigantic chocolate egg that looks hatched.
Uh-oh.
That's concerning.
And
Maybe it's good that you shattered the last one.
Cool. Do you want to be a dinosaur?
You want me to... As you say that, all of you hear...
Oh, wait.
Giant roaring emerges as alighting down onto the giant shell. Boom! A dragon made of chocolate and sugar. EB looks horrified. He's like, right, they got that thing big fast. It's a fey dragon. It's been made out of the chocolates and natural materials. So don't let it fool you. It's not technically just chocolate. It's got magic in there. And you indeed see the edges of the mouth of the dragon drip in chocolatey boiling melt as fire slowly bubbles forward as this dragon gets ready to fire out some stuff. We are going to re-roll initiative. But before we do that, we are going to cut back to the Feywild.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Earlier when I was screaming, I don't trust you, that was Megamind.
That was, yes, Megamind doesn't
Shit
trust.
was you have a plan of sorts.
Yeah.
Is he a little worried? Maybe.
If we can trade a feather from Satan, I mean, Satan, he's a big deal, I understand.
I still believe that his feather is extremely powerful, and we didn't have enough time to look at it to know how good it was.
It's true. We cut back.
Okay. But all I'm gonna say is, like, I don't know if I want Satan DNA in whatever we use that feather for.
That's fair. RJ, as you step forward.
This is a good information opportunity.
The
Continue. Sorry.
standing circles, you kind of walk forward on your hind legs, and you hear the like chimes and twinkling of laughter and music. You start smelling the beautiful like fresh pollen and sweet fruit-like scents of different dishes. And just as you step through the outermost area of these standing circles, your eyes kind of uncloud and you are greeted by a grand court of fairies, fae, sprite, pixies, brownies, hobgoblins, small satyrs, centaurs, creatures that look akin to mushroom folk, gnomes, and different what we know as fey dragons, right? These draconic looking things, but very much fey in nature. All are lit in happiness and revelry. You notice that they all are laughing, and it's hard to tell if they are laughing at you or if they are laughing at something they were told or if they are just laughing to laugh. Everything, an overwhelming sense of deep mirth permeates this area. But RJ, you are able to immediately transfix your gaze to the center, as sitting upon a raised dais of flowers and stone is a woman, maybe is the best term we can use, in a shockingly white dress, the train of which sparkles and flitters down in between the rocks and flowers until maybe it's magic or maybe it's just illusion. Like the train of the dress seems to unfold out into like a stream or river that runs every which way. And all the fairies, they don't stop talking, but again, you're noticing that laughter seems to maybe be pointed at you as you enter, RJ, as the mirth continues, but now you are the proverbial center of attention. RJ, what do you want to do as you walk in? What do you think your game plan is?
That's a great question, my good sir. I would like to try. I don't want to like interrupt the party, if that makes sense. That seems like a bad move.
Okay.
I don't have anything great when it comes to spells that would help here. Can I? What are my skills here?
Okay.
First of all, I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Could I just kind of like sneak my way over to the queen? Like try to avoid attention, maybe not draw too much to myself, but like, you know, try not to interrupt.
Go ahead, give me a stealth check. As it's that odd, you're not like hiding perfectly, but the idea of I'm trying to make sure I'm not center of attention. Don't interrupt.
Okay. So I got a 19, and then if you would allow guidance.
Yeah, I think I'll allow guidance. This is something you can kind of prep.
So 21.
21. RJ, you walk forward. Fairies look as you pass, but they don't stay for too long on your sight. Creatures move, they give you birth, but none stop you or waylay you. Until, after a moment, you find yourself before the throne of this, again, humanoid. At this moment, you can now see Titania's face. It is a beautiful, elegant face, long, noble features, with high arching eyebrows, black ravenish hair that trails down in soft braid that seems to have been braided with feather and flower and twig. Titania looks at you, and she looks exactly as she did in some of those memories that your party saw. She seems really ageless, and in this moment you, I think, like you have before, get the sense of something eldritch. That while she may not be evil, this creature is old. And maybe older than some of the other quote-unquote gods of this world. Titania looks down at you, and you see she raises both eyebrows. Welcome to my court, small one. How fare you this day?
Better now that I am in your presence. Oh, this is going to be awkward.
But now, you see she smiles. Well, it is wonderful to have an outsider. Are you here for food?
Seems like a bad idea to eat food in the
It really does.
Fae.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, I think that's one of the don't do that things.
It is.
I will. So, I am here to learn and to possibly trade with your greatness.
You see she goes, trade? How interesting. I wouldn't mind a trade. But what are you willing to offer?
Okay, time out.
Yeah.
Party. I know she's the tooth fairy, but for angel wings.
Uh-huh.
And I have the Satan feather.
You do.
So that's a good thing to have in this situation. But we wanted to reach her about potentially getting what was it again?
An extended warranty or insurance. Sorry.
Originally, the idea was getting.
She has
More-
8 sets. She has 8 sets of fairy wings, right? Or of
Angel wings?
right now. She has Lucifer's original set and the 7 of the current seraphim. So she has 8 in total. 1 that's Lucifer's, and then the others are all of the current living seraphim that are working under Gabriel.
Right.
Or not
We
Gabriel.
were wanting originally. We were wanting Raphael's. I think it was Raphael. We were wanting his feather because he was technically the strongest warrior among the angels, but technically his power, I don't know if it's still technically bound to heaven.
But if his memories are included in it, we could kickstart
his feather.
I think Raphael's is probably the most important, because if we can kickstart his memories and get him poking into why he's being controlled, that could really help destabilize things.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
what else would we want from her if possible? What can we do here? What can we learn here?
I think
I came in here with a fully thought out plan. Anyways.
Clearly. Well, I mean,
we don't know what happened to make all of the, or I guess, what was the name of the head honcho that split himself up?
Zephim.
Zephim? Because Zephim gave a bunch of his wings to everybody and split up his power and then divided it amongst the youngins, so to speak, which we don't really know why he did that or why he was giving Tatiana the wings in the first place. We also don't know if any of the other feathers would be more beneficial, or if, since there's basically, because all of the different wings, I think, had different properties, is what it kind of seemed like, since there were like different colors and you only got the red one.
Well, but the feather that you plucked was from Lucifer's seraphim wings,
Yes.
not from
Yes.
his baby wings.
His original wings,
Yeah.
So
which were
no, not from his original wings. It was because he was elevated to be an archangel.
yeah, but that was his.
the
That was
original
before
wings,
he fell, but at his peak.
The
Yes, but
original
No,
wings
this is-
do not have. I will say this to help clarify: the original angel wings aren't technically any different than other angelic wings. That's why, again, the odd concept is no angel is more powerful than another except what power is given them. It's the seraphim. Ananiel was not originally supposed to be a seraphim. Ananiel was that, like, well, Lucifer just went off the deep end, so to speak. We need another one. These wings that Tatiana holds are their original wings, which the idea from what Jack had this thought a while back is, could they contain memories and insight? So they may not have power. Again, the power that was given them from Zephim was the insane stuff that you hold. That's why the feather of Lucifer is a really good deal, because it's like, hey, you don't have this, right? Because if she does, it would be like, this would have been a bad call of like, uh-oh, I'm trying to barter a feather when she has the set. It's that, no, technically no one has those sets, but it's, I have a feather of the original set which can never be recovered, but it's how much is she going to give out of 8 possible angel wings that she holds, because those hold
I feel like
stuff.
what would be important is what's his face?
Raphael.
Well, Raphael would be nice.
Or maybe
Just to
Michael's
like, but the guy who saw us in the memories and had conversations with us.
Oh yeah.
Ananiel.
It's like, I feel like he was important somehow, but
And we
we
never
never
really
got
found
to figure out why.
So yeah, I would say order of importance is probably Raphael's, because if we can help him gain back memories he doesn't have right now, that could turn him to our side.
Yeah.
And after that, it would be Michael's, because we could gain insight into his ascension to the power level he's at now. Then Ananiel, because we don't know what's going on with that. Then Lucifer. The other 4, I don't think we've really... Like, Gabriel's already on our side. We don't need his baby wings. He'll just tell us what he can.
Yeah.
Who are the other guys?
The others
other
are
angels?
Zadkiel, Seraphiel. Zadkiel fathers the prophets. Seraphiel sired the first ones. Think like the, Adam and Eve and all the rest. The idea of like the first humans.
Yeah.
And the last one is wait, no, maybe where I named them. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Seraphiel, Zadkiel, Lucifer, and Ananiel. I'm missing someone. I can tell you in 2 seconds. Anyway.
And number 8.
So it sounds like the big ones, though, RJ, are if we try to start with Raphael, then Michael, then Ananiel, and then Lucifer. It's like that would be the importance of wings, of like, these can help give us insight into memory and what to do. The other 4
Because if we could... Yeah. But I was thinking that, who was the guy who had the ability that gave Ezekiel his... Or kind of helped... was it Ezekiel who... the Enochian amulets?
That was...
Enoch. It was Enoch.
Enoch. You were Enochian. And I remember...
Enoch was talking with an angel, right? And, like, got that power from... an angel.
Yeah, Enoch was an insane prophet and magician, but he still had help from what you guys understand. So he had someone on the inside, so to speak. Okay. It was Uriel, the Muffin Man, the gardener. Like he's the other one. I don't know why I forgot Uriel. So RJ, Titania's looking at you. You have proposed a trade.
Your evidence, your warm queen of joys and spring and laughter. I wish to trade with you for some of the important angelic items you collect.
You see,
Specifically, the wings of Raphael.
Or just a feather.
I'm gonna go for the wings first.
going for the like set the negotiations higher. The wings of Raphael. Titania looks amused. You see this ancient archfey goes, well, I give you both applause, and you hear like applause ethereally around you, and I give you comfort, and you feel that strange warmth, very unnatural, in not only finding my court, but of also knowing of the gifts that I hold. And you see she's got a strange look in her eye, but she unfurls, her dress seems to unwrap very much like an insect, and you see those glittering multicolored wings of angels and fairy and fae, seelie, unseelie, draconic and bestial. Like, this fae has just thousands of wings in the first place. But you see, RJ, she does, like, unfurl her wing, and eventually you spot what looks to be like well, that could be angelic, right? Like, that looks like a feathery white celestial angel wing. Titania looks at you. You ask for a wing of the seraph that is Raphael. What would I gain in return?
I want to kind of like make her laugh a little bit. I know the Fae are into stuff like that, and so I will go and be like, I mean to bring no paltry offer, and shape into a chicken very quickly. Try to, try to make her laugh a little bit.
Steal the feather.
Embrace the Fae.
You embrace the shape-shifting, chaotic nature. Yeah, she gives that polite little chuckle, and I think when she laughs, the entire court laughs. Like, all these chiming, wind, ethereal laughter. As you know, poultry offer, as you turn to a chicken. She smiles and kind of nods to continue.
As you can see, I have many feathers, but there is one that is held more valuable than what I can produce. And I will offer her the feather of Lucifer in exchange for Raphael's wings.
You offer... Go ahead. I'm going to say you can make me a persuasion check with a D4 of guidance. We are going to call this a box of doom, even though you're not able to physically roll in our box, but it's sanctified right now to be a box doom. This is a big roll.
Okay, do I have any advantage for, like, being awesome?
Right now, I think any advantages and disadvantages make this about flat right now. This is a very razor-thin kind of scenario of everything's going...
Nat 13.
A nat 13.
And then with the D4, that brings me up to a total of 19.
With a 19. That is amazing. RJ, you are offering the Queen of the Fae a gift that she could never receive. A piece of a wing that has since burned away forever. That is not something you can just get. I will let you know this. That feather holds weight. And I'm not talking literally. I'm saying you on a nat 13, I will ask you, would you rather know how many wings you could try to barter for it? Or would you rather know what you might have to ante up to get all 8 wings? Like, would you rather know, like, how much could this one feather get me? Or would you rather know, like, what else is going to have to be put on the table if you wanted, like, everything, if that makes sense?
And I can only choose one?
On a nat 13, it's a choice. Would you rather know the weight of the feather, or would you rather know what else do you need to offer to get a lump deal?
Okay, I'm gonna ask how many can I get with just the feather?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go for the lump deal, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, for sure. This feather, again, is truly one of a kind. And there never shall be or can be any like it. This feather is worth 5 sets of wings.
Out of the how many?
Out of the 8. It's not just like this would be a bad thing. It's very much that, like, that's true. And that's not even like a Titania would play coy and try to barter with you. She might outright tell you, like, I would give you 4 more. Right, like, you know, you're saying, like, just for Raphael, she's willing to offer him 4. It's worth 5.
Okay, so, knowing that, I want to go for the remaining 3 by offering an abstract concept of sorts, a class ability, if you will say. I would like to offer her my ability to turn into anything that has wings. In that sense, I would like to give her my shapeshift wings, if that makes sense, to potentially get the full set. Like, I can turn into a lot of things that have wings. And, like, I am offering her a very large Swiss Army knife of wings.
I will say it's not bad. Again, the 19 persuasion's what's carrying right now. Of this, like, you offer this up. Titania smiles. Well, small creature. A humble gift, but I have another in mind.
It's gonna be my name.
You offer this feather. What if you give me 3 wishes for 3 wings? 3 wishes that I can ask of you, and in return, I give you 3 wings.
Take it.
What may I inquire these wishes may be?
You see, she smiles. They could be much. They might be something that only you could give. They might be something I need you to get. But you have my promise they would always be something that you could accomplish. I would never wish for something you could not grant me. And, in return, I would offer some slight allowance of power for these wishes to be constructed.
I could be a warlock, guys.
Gosh.
It would be an Archfey warlock deal. It would be a dip.
We had it, and now we're off in the weeds.
we were there, we were on the path, and we went off.
Just took the 5.
RJ was doing so well.
I was really hoping she wouldn't just lay it out, and that we could be good.
Titania offers it, and yes, it's that possibly a level in warlock, and yes, the 3 wishes. It doesn't sound like she could never ask you to, like, she could never be like, hey, you're gonna give me the sun, and it's like, well, how? But it's that, like, it very much is that, like, stuff only you could really do or accomplish, but it would be kind of that pact of, like, you would be offering 3 wishes, 3 favors. In return, you'd be getting all of the Seraphim wings.
Yeah, slit their throat in the night. Do that. You don't need friends.
Great Queen. I would love to accept this offer as long as I receive some assurances that the people I care about and the few items I cherish are protected from these requests.
You see, she smiles and nods. Of course. I would never want you to hurt those close to you. friendship and family should be treasured above all else. You have my assurance that none of my wishes would harm your friends or family or lifestyle.
Would these requests involve any wishes of the arcane variety?
You see, she shrugs her shoulders. They could, but again, and you see she kind of like wraps magic around her finger. I can wish when I want, but I can only ask so much of you. And so you get the feeling like, yeah, she might ask you to use a wish, but like it's probably very unlikely, like because again, she has powerful magic of her own. She doesn't need like wish spells. She needs
Note to self: use a wish spell soon.
got a laundry list. Everyone grab a wish spell and just start blasting. Yeah, Titania started blasting. Titania looks at you and goes, I would love to make this deal.
Oh, gracious, warm queen of the Fae, I humbly accept your patronage and present to you this ring of warmth in token of the warmth your court offers.
She smiles. You see, she like reaches down and she does that thing where, again, you are still a raccoon to like a face-sized creature. She reaches down. Here, small one, give me your hand. And she's like offering her hand out to try to like lift you up nearer to her.
Okay. So guys, I got the wings.
You, as she says, give me your hand, you reach down, she takes your hand, you watch the ring of warmth disappear from your hand onto hers, as she goes, as now we are bound in marriage, so does my wishes. She asked for your hand and you gave it to her. That might have other Fae implications. RJ, please take a level in Warlock.
You become king of the Fae.
RJ, please take a level in Warlock. Pact of the Archfey. As you now, Queen Titania may ask of you 3 wishes at any time, but you feel almost in an arcane trickstery way, all 8 Seraphim original wings will be deposited into your Pringle can of holding. As she smiles, looks at you. Now, my young husband, go forward and I will talk with you in time. And as she like alights, you didn't realize when either she got really small or you got really big, but suddenly you were eye level. RJ, you disappear. And we're gonna cut back to everyone else.
Holy crap!
Absolutely nuts.
Aren't you guys proud of me?
I'm just waiting for August to be like, April Fools, RJ, you die.
April Fool's joke. Take 20d20 of psychic damage.
I could live that. I could live 20d20.
I feel like you guys are high enough levels. You could probably start tanking those. All of you, I do need everyone to roll initiative once more for this next encounter. As you see, the giant chocolate dragon is perched atop its broken egg. It is still small. I shouldn't say small. It is only huge. You do think, though, based on the size of this egg, this chocolate dragon could keep getting bigger if allowed to exist. Like, this is a wormling-sized chocolate dragon right now, even that big, and it's gonna get bigger. Alright, did anyone get 20 or higher for initiative? Whew. Alright, did anyone get 15 or higher?
19.
Alright, Jack Frost got a 19. 10 or higher? Oh, gosh. And finally, 5 or higher?
I got a 9.
I got a 9.
Hey, alright. I think Megamind has the better dex right now.
It's a good
All right, Puss in Boots got a nat 20. Thank goodness.
Sounds better.
And RJ, will you roll me initiative because even though you're not here, you have a chance of showing up soon.
Okay.
Oh, did EB?
Give me a second. I am working on.
Oh yeah, no worries. Just let me know once you get it. Yes,
leveling up.
EB.
Okay.
EB got a 17. That's pretty cool. And the chocolate dragon. All right, the chocolate dragon goes about in the middle.
He's still just fake chaos, or is he evil aligned?
For the dragon, this is a chaotic neutral dragon. This is a creature born of fey chaos. Yes.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. The dragon erupts out of its shell, and Puss in Boots, who still has the spirit guardians, no one's looking too hurt. Actually, Jim Lake Jr., Puss in Boots is going to heal you 15 points of health. Do that a higher level cure wounds there real quick, give you some hit points back. And Puss in Boots is going to stay where he is right now, just to try to keep the spirit guardians / other auras close. Jack Frost, that is your turn with Easter Bunny on deck. Fun fact.
Does it look like this thing is intelligent? Like, does it look like it can speak a language?
Go ahead, give me a nature check.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it a nature check. See what's going on here.
That's an 11.
Is there anything about this dragon in your dragon book?
Oh yeah, would I have learned or read anything about... Because I speak Draconic. I'm thinking before any violence breaks out, I'm thinking I want to be like, whoa, like...
Yeah, I would actually say this, Jack, on an 11, it's a shot in the dark, because you're realizing this is a fey dragon. Chocolate in body and DNA, one might say, but it's technically not a bestial dragon like you guys are accustomed to. Because again, in this world, there are like true dragons, those like ancient monstrosities that can talk and hoard gold. There's the beast dragons that are the like common type that are everywhere. This is a fey dragon, so you're realizing, Jack, it's like this thing might speak Draconic, but if not, who knows?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna activate my winged boots and fly, not like right up to it, but to get on its eye level, right? Because it looks like it's on top of this shell, kind of above us, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get within sight of it, and I'm just gonna... I don't know the words, so I won't roll. I'm just gonna try to convince it that I don't mean it, like that we don't mean it any harm, that it's...
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say you're going to use your action for this. Your dragon can offer you advantage.
Okay, and it's persuasion?
It's going to be a persuasion action to try
Could it be animal handling?
I'm actually going to say
is it too intelligent?
It is actually too intelligent to be an animal handling check. This fey dragon does have enough intelligence, yep. Again, you didn't get high enough to really know how much, but it is that, like, yeah, this is not just a simple-minded creature like most dragons.
With dragon helping me, that's a 14.
Alright, I'm going to roll an insight check for the fey dragon. I will let you know it's got a very, very good insight. You have a 10% chance of this working.
If I'm, not to argue with the DM, but if it's smart and it has deep insight and we truly don't mean it any harm, would it not? Although I guess if the insight is it better to fight or not. So.
Exactly. This dragon could mean you harm. Like, you may not mean to harm, and this dragon could be going, sweet, this is going to be an easy fight. Yeah, dinner. All right, let's eat. Here we go. You rolled a 14. This dragon turns. Its eyes become motes of... You see sparkling caramel in the dragon's eyes as it... And you watch as, speaking in this draconic tongue, The dragon goes, a morsel that speaks the tongue. What would you have me do, little morsel?
Well, I have armies of demons and critters that you're welcome to feast upon, but not here and not in this place.
The dragon. Well, unfortunately, I will feed. Perhaps tell your friends. As I will let you know, you rolled a 14. It's got a plus 12 to insight, and I rolled a natural 3 for a 15.
Bummer.
Bummer.
And bonus action, I'm gonna turn around and command. So this is a little bit shenanery, because the actual to turn the type of dragon that dragon is, it's an action. But I'm trying to get him to go into the Dragon of Death mode, so I'm bonus action commanding him to obey me and not, and just like go into that mode, whatever it is. I'm like, okay, that's right.
It's like, well, that didn't work. Obey. Okay, is this going to be... I think that's a wisdom save if you're trying to command the dragon now.
Yeah, commanding my dragon.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Sorry. I was
so
like,
I'm trying to get my dragon, to, like, go back into the death mode, because we were playing with that earlier and he didn't go into it, and looking at the size disparity between our two dragons, I'm like, we need every edge we can get.
Yes. Go ahead. You command dragon to go into death mode. All right. As dragon that kind of turns, you see again the like fun different lights sparkling off of it. Here we go. Death mode. It's gonna try its best. Special bond. It's gonna try to do its best for you. Dragon turns, and you watch the color seems to fade a little bit from its back. It just becomes muted. That will be Jack. At the end of your turn, the Easter Bunny rushes forward.
I got a 17 initiative.
17 initiative. Thank you so much, RJ. That's going to help out. So you're not here yet, but you have a 17. EB is going to make some attacks at the dragon. Doesn't hit barely. As boom, boomerangs come out, the dragon boom, crash off of its chocolate shell. The dragon looks really peeved. And at the start of the dragon's turn, you watch it shudders, and out of its scale, those caramel lights in its eyes seem to refract off and start to spin. Those gooey, like when sugar stretches and pulls. It's always connected to the dragon, but this dragon has these caramel stars that slowly rotate around it. As the stars do so, Jack, you're within 10 feet of this creature. I do need you to make me a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Gotcha. That is a 21.
Oh! You are not incapacitated as the strange hypnotic caramel lights burn into your eye sockets, and I think it's that like your dragon like spreads its wings right in front of your face. All of you know, within 10 feet of this dragon, you may choose at the start of your turn to avert your eyes to gain immunity, but it will be treated as if the dragon was invisible if you do so. So, you're not affected yet, Jack, but it's that, like, you'll have to make the save if you're close. And don't move that away. The dragon is going to take its attack as... I need to check some range here, gang. From the dragon. It's 40 feet. That's definitely gonna hit everyone.
That's gonna hurt.
I
Question,
need
does that mean he's also within 30 feet of me?
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, yes he is.
No.
Ah, 2 points of damage for you.
That is fire damage. Here's the thing. I think your ability states when you're close, he is vulnerable to fire because of your aura. I will let you know that specific stat is quadrupled for this dragon. As this dragon naturally has a deep... It's chocolate. It has a deep, unsettling problem with heat. So that 2 becomes an 8.
Sick. Like
As,
this.
The fire erupts. As you see, it chooses, instead of its fire breath, it is going to try and exhale frigid air. I need the party to make a dexterity saving throw. All of you, I will actually say, Jack, you will still get the advantage of Jim's aura. Even though you're up on the shell, I think you're still about 10 feet away, even in the air.
Yippee.
So all of you have a +4 to whatever save you just did.
I got 24.
Woo!
I got a 21.
Woo!
Hey, yo! That's a 28.
Woo! Puss in Boots got a 19. And the Easter Bunny... Oh my gosh. He rolls his dex saves with advantage. Thank goodness. Cool. So instead of a nat 1, the Easter Bunny got a 28. Yeah, I'm like...
Small difference.
Small difference. Yeah, Easter Bunny has some dex advantage. It's a rabbit-like trait called quick-footed. It's hard for him to get caught in these. That will mean everyone succeeds on the save, so you will take half damage from a lot of cold damage, though. Okay, it's rolling. Yikes. That is 87 have to 43 points of cold damage.
Cold damage?
That's a chilly.
43 points of cold damage.
And I take half of that, because I'm resistant.
Yes, you do, Jack. So you only take 21 points of cold damage.
Yippee. I forgot to roll a save for Dragon, who's also in the area, so
Please
I'll
do.
toss that out.
Dragon does get that +4 as well.
Fetch, I have to roll.
That's a nat 20 from him.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say on a nat 20, no damage. You watch Dragon just kind of opens his mouth and like absorbs the elemental frost and is fine.
Wow, Death Mode is pretty cool.
How much damage?
He's not even in it yet.
40 some odd.
Your
He's
concentration.
halfway there.
Because it's
Even-
half the damage you take.
Okay, even with the what was that?
43 would have to 21.
You got a
21
17.
exactly, because I add 4 to my con.
Yes,
No,
you
that's
do.
already adding 4.
No, it's not.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
How? No, because
Plus 7, and then it doesn't add the 4 in on
there's no way.
No, for real.
Yo.
I'm being real right now. You want to look at the history of it? It's on 7. I rolled a 10. It adds 7.
Yeah, but I think the 7 is already rolled. What's your Constitution score?
Oops.
Double check. Well, because it should be a proficiency and your con score.
So what is? You're not proficient in Constitution. It's already adding the 4.
Oh, gotcha.
You
gotcha.
failed that one.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, yeah, technically, if you already have con prof, yeah. So, Jim Lake Jr., unfortunately, the Shield of Faith will drop. But that was the big breath weapon from the dragon. Its chocolate re-hardens and frost creeps up on the edge as it erupts the cone of cold, but all of you do survive the attack. That is Megamind with Jim Lake Jr. on deck. Megamind, what do you want to do?
When do I? Quick question. With my initiative of 17, would I be at some point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. You're good then.
No. Sorry.
Well, I am going to do a Shatter spell with a stamina point.
Heck yeah, shatter.
And I'm going to do it on it and on the part of the shell it's standing on, so kind of ground level with the rest of us.
It rolled a synthetic 14. It will burn a legendary resistance to have this damage.
So it takes 16 then.
16 damage to the chocolate dragon. I will let you know, the shell underneath it is indeed cracking and about to give way, but because it legendary resistance or succeeded, it won't fall because of it. Since it has that fly speed right now, it's not like you crush it and it just kind of and keeps itself just enough in the air there, Megamind.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to try and run kind of to the shadow of the egg so that I'm kind of behind this wall.
Yeah, out of line of sight.
I'm at 3 hit points right now, so...
Yeah, Megamind, you're like, nope.
I didn't realize how low you were.
Yeah, that did basically all of my health in one shot.
It was a big... This thing has a giant breath weapon. It is gone for now. We'll have to recharge it.
Yeah, but that is... that.
Cool. Megamind, insanely good turn. Jim Lake Jr., this is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to pass Searing Smite at second level.
Oh my gosh, you love to see it.
And just kind of hope that that works. Oh, is there a range? Oh, crap, that's next time you hit a creature. Fetch, I have to get up close to this thing?
Unfortunately, yes.
Dang it, alright. Can I make it up there on my turn?
I'm going to say yes. I checked your speed. It's actually, Megamind may have helped you by shattering the shell of the egg. You now have a ramp up to the dragon. It's not like, normally, like without a fly speed, it's like, ooh, it's not like, even with a difficult terrain climbing it, you would get to the top of the broken shell where the dragon is now.
Okay. Well then, if I'm going to attack, then I may as well stamina point.
Go for it. So, stamina, you've got the Searing Smite on.
If you hit, you're gonna have frost or cold damage on that attack as well.
Sweet. Yeah, dragon is going to add to that.
Okay.
Stamina, yeah, that works.
Here we go, people. Oh, yes! Yeah, it's a 27.
27 hits the armor class. Oh my gosh. Go ahead. This is max damage. How much of that is going to be fire? We do need to, like, calculate that slightly separately so that we can quad it right now, right? Because you are...
all of it.
Searing Smite.
It's vulnerable plus your aura, so it's gonna just burn into that creature.
Yeah. So, it's going to be 2d6 fire damage, so 12.
12 becomes 24 due to its natural vulnerability, becomes 48 fire damage with its aura and everything going on there. How much of the other damage there? So yeah, 48 just from your sword burns that blue fire hot as you stab, and it cuts like butter through the chocolate of this dragon.
Excellent. My sword does 12 plus 7 is 19.
19.
And 6 points of cold.
6 cold. Fabulous.
25. On
Probably
your
have
first
the three.
attack, the dragon looks horrifyingly bloodied, or shall we say melted, from just one big attack.
Awesome.
Let's do the same thing again.
Do it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack it again. Probably, well, should I stamina point? I only have one more.
I mean, I feel like this is all we're fighting.
It's, yeah, this dragon doesn't look like it can summon things, it's just there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do it. I feel like it's probably gonna try and kill me next turn, so...
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Here we go! Or it's gonna start flying or something. Alright. One more stamina point. Heck yeah, baby. That's a 28.
28,
Yeah.
another stamina point. I don't think dragon can add in twice in a turn.
No, it's just a one time.
But that's still another automatic 19. Oh, and do you want to throw in a smite, Jim Lake Jr.?
Heck, why not? We'll do a second level smite. Last one.
3d8 for 24. So a total of 43 points of damage to the dragon. As the chocolate dragon looks horrifyingly bloodied and broken, so close to death.
And on fire.
And on fire. That's where we're going to end tonight's session, unfortunately.
Oh, shoot, okay.
So close.
So close, but who knows what could happen, as indeed the dragon is about to start making legendary actions. Chocolate and fire spin in a tight vortex as suddenly appearing with a tiny little ring on his finger, RJ appears. That's where we're going to end our session for this evening.
Counterspell.
Counterspell! Get him out of here! Thank you all so very much for playing. Thank you all for
I got
listening.
very valuable cargo.
And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.